plug the endoscope and then reset it during the stream?
Did I just go?
You're live.
We're live. Sorry. Hello, welcome to EGI2, twitch.tv/EGI_2's stream 21. We are live on our road to E3 2024, which I'm glad to announce that our E3 coverage will be on the date of E3 2024, and since no one else has claimed a date for E3 2024, then that date is going to be June 12th. So set your timers for however many hours in advance that June 12th, 2024 is. Alan, how are you feeling about E3 this year?
I'm so excited for E3, EGI2,
EGI2's E3GI2 coverage of E3 2024.
Got it, and I am excited about that. And there was a nice comment. Someone said something nice about our guest's hat. Where was that? Okay, we lost it.
We got a nice comment about Cameron's crocheted hat. This is Cameron Farmer.
Hi.
Cameron is an incredibly talented comedian, a astute and eloquent social commentator, a crochet person. As far as I know, has never been arrested for the crime of not being on EGI2. So if that was a crime, then you get out of jail free card, Cameron Farmer.
Thank you.
Giovanni
H, thanks for the sub, and also don't forget shirts for divorced kids. Oh,
wait,
shoot.
do it again.
We missed the opportunity. Sorry, the sub came in a little bit late for it, but we can't talk about anything right now because we do have to get to the story. Right now, Cameron Farmer, whenever we get a hype train going, we have to stop whatever situation that we're in at the moment, and we have to give a story. We have to give a story to people, and it has to be a story filled with meaning and a story, preferably of hope, something of
Thank you, Vertical Mammal, for
solid moral value.
Subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing. Anyone who subscribed, stop. And thank you for Cameron Farmer for being here and for not being arrested for not being on EGI2, which is a first for EGI2. Alan?
I was arrested once, but that's not my story. This is the EGI2 story, Robby's story. Robby tells a story for 4 or 5 more minutes. We're on a level 1 hype train. Robby's gonna. Whoa.
Okay.
So we're already almost gonna hit level 2.
We don't have that much money in the money gun, Cameron Farmer. So what's happening is that I'm quickly reloading the money gun as the money gun fires away at me. And I will tell you, I was also arrested, Alan. It was my fault, and I was doing criminal behavior.
If I caught you doing criminal behavior, I would kill you. I would have to kill you, even though I do love you.
Back to you, Alan, and that's another thing that you have to consider about this situation, Cameron, and which is one of the reasons why I brought up being arrested and being a criminal or not being a criminal, which is that Alan has inside of him a fierce energy, a kind of hatred for the underworld of criminality.
Robby, is this the story you're going to tell?
Sorry, no, I'm just explaining to Cameron Farmer that you are
3 more minutes.
That you are a creature of justice, of night justice, that you waltz in the streets of this world as an elemental being, carrying out the swiftest and most punishing levels of non-incarceral justice.
Which element?
The element of surprise. You're surprise. You're a criminal. Well, surprise. It's Alan Resnick on the streets in the night, just waiting for the opportunity to carry out his deadly and vengeful mission against the people, the criminals.
You used about half your time talking about this. You have 2.5 minutes to finish the story. You're on a level 1 hype.
But we have to talk about the story, Cameron Farmer. And the story is what we're all here for at this moment. And the story is as follows: the breadth of human civilization is such that there are so many stories and there are so many characters that you can pull from throughout history, throughout mythology. You go back to the ancient Assyrians, of course, who have the who were a civilization that were based on a different civilization, and then the Mesopotamians, and they had the horses with the lions' heads, and it was a crazy time. And people were running around doing wild things to each other, but most especially and bashing each other with rocks and hammers and breaking each other's bones and smashing each other's fingers and pulling each other's eyes out with their fingers, and when they would get it, but every once in a while in this world of incredible violence, of treachery, of human treachery, and there would be moments of love, of passion, and of consequential intimacy. So this is a story about one particular couple that met one evening in the Assyrian capital of. There was a different capital than the current capital, which I guess is still the same capital, but the original capital was just just a small little hamlet out there in near the sort of the point where the Asian and the Europe continents come together.
Eurasia.
The Eurasian, but not what we consider now to be Eurasia, because that's more Eastern, and that's more the former Soviet satellite states, if you will. So the name of this town was called
Giovanna H.
Was called Wonderburg.
Wonderburg.
Wonderburg was the name of this town, and in the town of Wonderburg there was a young man who had taken over the town from his father.
Robbie, name
the town tavern, the town public house from his father.
Robbie, name the character Alan.
The character's name was Alan, strangely enough.
Wow.
But Alan.
Yay,
But Alan
I have to interrupt you.
A-
I have to interrupt you. I'm happy my name was mentioned. That the character's named Alan after
Well,
me.
it's just such a thing, Alan, that the name of the character was Alan, but the fact of the matter is that the name of the character is spelled slightly different. So it's Allin.
Oh, okay.
So not quite exactly the same person, not
so
exactly the same character.
Robbie,
But we must continue on.
We've hit level 2 hype. I just want to alert everyone. Thank you so much for giving money, making the money spray on Robbie. We've hit level 2 of hype. You have 4 or 5 more minutes to finish this story about Alan, A-L-A-N.
So Allin Alan was, of course, a young man who with a tragic backstory. His parents had been murdered viciously by a rampaging group of mutants. These kind of of course, we hadn't quite figured out the gene pool yet. So for many years in the prehistory times, or what we consider to be prehistory, because I think it goes back even further than that, Alan.
You call me Adam?
Alan.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Everybody was doing crazy stuff with in terms of the breeding situation. So every once in a while, a rampaging group of freaks would show up and just tear ass through a town like Wonderburg and create all sorts of chaos and tragedy for the people therein, including Alan, A-L-I-N.
Pardon?
A-L-L-I-N, Alan's parents.
So
who had one of those big concrete wheels, not concrete, but granite stone. These mutants with these crazy giant wheels, they would wheel them around and wheel them through towns and crush people underneath the wheels, and just push the wheels out of the town with all the bodies still attached to them, bleeding and crushed and sticky.
The mutants are human and animal?
The mutants are, who knows what they were up to. Human, animal, mysticisms.
Oh.
They had of course, this is what we don't consider the time of miracles, but in the prehistory time, you can imagine there were all sorts of still demigods and all sorts of supernatural who's-its and what's-its puttering around out there on the Eurasian borderlands.
Got it.
And unfortunately, Alan's parents were crushed, and as a result of that, he inherited his father's tavern, his public house, his restaurant. It was all sorts of. This is prehistory.
Okay.
But we do know. But we glean things through the oral networks that we've always had.
Oral.
And we continue that, and on EGI, twitch.tv/EGI_2, we do continue that tradition.
What did you say about oral?
That oral traditions are the ways that we got here, because people orally please each other through story and morality plays over the course of the many millennia that we have been in dominion of this great planet of ours.
Story is literal, not metaphorical.
The story is about a little boy named
Okay.
Alan who took over a public house in a town called Wonderburg, and that
Prehistory.
and because he was undisciplined. He hadn't been taught the proper way how to run a business, and sooner or later the business started tanking Alan and Cameron, and so people stopped coming, and he started to drink his own moonshine, and they had this moonshine they called it like butt lightning or something like that. And the moonshine, it was just terrible stuff, and it would drive you completely insane. And so he was tottering around at
What did they
night,
call it?
screaming at the ceiling, screaming at the wall. It's called butt lightning. And it was called.
How old was he?
It was at least at this point. By the time he went insane, he was at least
1 minute
17 or
warning.
18.
1 minute warning. You're at 32% hype. You are not going to get to the rest of this hype. Finish the story.
So just when he thought everything was going to go under, one evening a beautiful woman walks into the door and says, "Tell you what, sonny boy, I'm older than you by a good 15, 20 years, and I'm about to show you how to make a stiff drink." And this older woman was, of course, one
30
of
second
those.
warning. The story is getting incredibly sexual.
It-
So,
it-
whoa,
so
okay, it's working.
If you can just imagine,
working. It's working. 20 seconds.
being at that age and having a very sexually attractive or sensually or lovingly
Thank you,
attractive
vertical mammal. Thank
type
you.
of person walk in on you
Yeah.
at your lowest point and say, "Guess what?
9 seconds. You're not going to do it. Finish it. Finish
life,
it. 7,
life,
5,
life
4,
is life
3,
is hard, but I'm
2,
about to make you
1.
harder."
Yeah. I
And
can
that
imagine
was the hype train.
That was
and that
the
was
smallest hype train we've ever had.
It was
the
a-
story
it-
was
That's
getting
my
very
fault.
sexual. No, it's not
no,
your
it's
fault.
not your
It's the
fault. It was
audience's
absolutely
fault.
the problem is that we were having a difficulty concentrating because of just the sheer amount of generosity, people giving their bits and their bytes and firing us, firing the gun that is now this is the justice giver, the gun that shoots the money.
A little information about this. Robby, the audience is like a money tap, and it's a small audience, but they've earned money at their jobs, and they save the money up, and they give the money to Robby every week, and he says more, give me, and I think we've hit the floor of what this audience can give.
Well, but I just want to point out that although we weren't able to get to it, that the mutants with the big giant concrete wheels or granite.
Robby,
I
don't
guess
give it
they're
away
granite.
for free.
I'm just
because
not giving
I
anything
know, but
away.
what
Alan. They were going to come
another
back.
Another hype train could start.
They were going to come back and
Don't say what happened.
And Alan and the magic woman. We're going to show them
La, la,
how
la, la,
that
I don't-
we can
don't
live. We
spoil
can
it.
live
La, 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 la.
differently. Okay. We can live differently, and we can be together as a human race.
Ba, ba,
and
ba.
gene pools can expand.
Cool.
Cameron Farmer, so happy that you're here. You've always when discussing when can we have Cameron in, when is it going to happen, and here you are
Wow.
right now, here live with us. How are you feeling? What's the good news?
Well, I'm just really happy to be here. I
Yay.
love my friends, and I'm glad to hang out with them. And I'm excited to see what happens and what we talk about.
We are going to talk about a number of issues regarding the upcoming coverage of E3 2024, which of course doesn't exist.
Okay.
E3 was canceled, I think officially canceled earlier this year, and yet we are striving forth. We're marching ahead, and we're putting it on ourselves.
Why'd they cancel? Because of money?
They canceled because the industry has just moved forward. There's not the trade shows as they used to operate don't need to exist in the same way because physical media is becoming less and less of a lucrative way to get people into stores. Alan?
Sad.
It is a little sad.
It is sad. I think the big gaming corporations didn't like having to compete for the spotlight. They have
also,
they have
but-
to do their events.
Physical media may be dying and games may be going digital, but find there's shirts on there ready for purchase that will be your experience. And if the experience is good and positive, then continue to explore all of the different buttons that lead you to the final point of purchase.
Great. I'm a child of divorce. I'm gonna get that shirt.
Okay, well that's a purchase.
Is it? And it's Is that cream or is that white?
This is a cream. That's an off-white, so it is kind of a cream, I suppose.
I
yes.
love that.
So that was I hemmed and hawed on whether or not to make a white on with black, whatever this is, paint on it. But you know, at the very least, we can try different things and hope for the best.
Yeah.
As a child of divorce, Cameron, you of course have probably had the long waking dreams of the possibility that one day you might wake up in the past with the parents that were divorced and find yourself in the situation that you were before they got divorced, and then be able to say the correct thing that keeps them from getting divorced.
I think it was probably good my parents got divorced.
Expand on that.
Well, I think maybe who they are as individuals work better separate than together.
Who they are as individuals work best separate than together.
Yes.
And that is, I think that sometimes when parents need to get divorced, that's the reason, and sometimes it's because of other things, Alan.
My parents are together, happily married. They've been together my whole life. I don't think I've done anything wrong to cause them to have strife in their marriage. And just curious, Robby, what would you have said to keep your parents together?
What I would have said, I think this is going to make holidays more complicated. It's also going to be an issue when you have grandchildren, bringing the grandchildren to two separate houses in two separate cities. I obviously want you guys both to be happy, but at the same time, logistics are logistics, and sometimes that must take precedent. Anyway, the way that I dealt with divorce was by becoming fairly emotionally independent, Cameron Farmer, and also diving into the world of video games and comic books, which is one of the reasons why I brought you here, is because knowing that you are a child of divorce, I am expecting that you obviously would have gone the same route.
I did half of what you just said.
Half of what I just said.
I became very emotionally independent.
Very emotionally independent, Alan. What do you think of that?
What was the second half of what you said?
This thing about comic books and video games.
So none of that.
None of that. But
what did you do?
No, I didn't do any of that.
What was
what
your
did
second
you
half?
what did you do? Did you emotionally independent person? You probably went to the library a lot and checked out lots of stacks of books by Simon Sebag Montefiore and read about the ancient histories and ancient civilizations that we've built our various societies upon.
No, I was the internet. I was on the internet more. YouTube had just happened when I was about in 7th grade, so I would go on YouTube a lot, watch that stuff. I did read a lot of YA fiction. Senior year of high school, I liked Twilight. I read all of those.
They made Twilight movies.
Yeah, did you know they made Twilight movies, Cameron?
I did. I went to the first Twilight movie, a midnight showing.
Twilight movie, a midnight showing. Cameron, you're also a comedian. You also do stand-up. Tell us one of those famous stand-up Cameron Farmer stand-up comedian gags.
They call them bits.
Bits?
Bits.
Okay, here's one.
Well, it's funny that they call them bits, isn't it? Because that's that's bits and bites is how we get things started on the channel.
Oh, okay. Here's one that's prescient. My dad is a stand-up, and he's kind of what got me started in stand-up. He was a big inspiration. I wanted to show him that it was possible to do comedy and not abandon your family.
Hold on, I have something for you. Right, hold on here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great bit. It's the kind of cutting wit that you expect from someone like Cameron, who has made such a incredible effort to devise these unbelievable jokes that just leave you rolling on the floor, howling and gasping for air with all of the laughter that's.
And if you're watching that and you enjoyed that bit, give a bit to Robby. Robby keeps the bits. The guests don't get paid. Cameron, you're not going to get any of the money.
Good.
But it will go to Robby, and he won't share it.
Good.
What's up? What you just? We just have. Well, we have stacks of cash. I can give Cameron as much cash as I want.
That's
Cameron,
funny money. That's fake.
I think as a comedian, you'll.
Uh-oh.
Do you want me to open it?
Oh no.
No, I think I'm gonna open and offer you. I'm gonna offer
Robby,
you.
ask. Oh, whoa.
That was funny. Robby.
There you go.
That was really
Well, you
funny.
can't see it, but there's an...
It's just an
Thank
empty.
you, thank you,
There we go.
Scampy Pants. I think the money gun's broke.
So the money gun's broke, and also this is broke. But we're having a great time with Cameron here. Cameron, I've got such an exciting new thing to show you this evening, because we normally have a few different segments that we cycle through at the top of the show, but for this evening, because it's such a special evening, it's such a wonderful time to have you here, I thought that we would start off you with a quiz. This is a quiz that has been devised specifically for children of divorce,
Great.
who have I think been maligned for far too long.
Thank you.
And the quiz, Alan, are you excited about Are you excited about quiz?
Yes, I'm so excited about quiz. I always do very well in tests or any sort of competition. I usually win this sort of thing, so I'm very excited.
So, in addition to the guest quiz,
Okay.
we are also going to be doing the screenshot. You guess now, closer to the end of the end, or not at sort of the midpoint of the show.
Am I winning
Great.
that, Robbie? Am I
You are,
winning
and
that?
Alan is currently in the lead. We do actually have the screenshot. You guess. Oh,
There's no-
sorry, I did not.
Say
Okay, so it didn't
Robbie,
add. Sorry, we
say
didn't add
everything
audio.
you said
to that.
again. Say everything you said again.
Forgot to. Okay,
I heard
so
it all.
Catherine from Alan's at. There's a
I'm
five-way
I'm
tie.
in number one.
Here, I'll do it really. What I'll do is I'll just do this fast. Oh no, wrong one. Steam key screenshot leaderboard. So there it is. So we'll have the audio mixed into these scenes as we get closer to the.
Vertical mammal. I'm allowed to brag.
But let's go ahead and get started with the first slide for the quiz for Cameron Farmer. We do have
It's
quiz
the
slides.
quiz. Is there sound on this?
Oh, there's probably not. No, there is. Oh, there is? We do have slides? Okay. First one, it's the quiz.
It's the quiz.
And the first scene, just want to make sure the audio is coming through. It's working? Great. All right. Cameron Farmer, Super Mario Land, Licky Faces
Licky faces.
are found in which zone of Super Mario Land 2? And the 6 golden coins. A, Licky Zone.
Huh.
B, Face Zone. C, Tree Zone. Or D, Macro Zone.
Macro.
And nobody in the, if you know the answer in the chat, don't
Don't say it.
don't say it, because Cameron's got to work this out.
We can see the chat.
I
but
think-
Don't say it.
And I just want to point out Licky Faces are not pictured in this image, because I couldn't find a good solid. These are old Game Boy games, Cameron. These
Yeah.
so a lot of times the quality of the screenshots are quite low,
Yeah.
and so you can't really rely on being able to find the Licky Faces when you're looking for the Licky Faces with the time allotted for research into the quiz. Alan, what do you got
I'm
there?
having some pudding. No, Jello.
Jello.
What flavor?
What
Strawberry.
Nice.
Because you said licky.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's good. Jello is good for people who've just gotten over illnesses and are oftentimes hospitalized. Alan, is that true?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little self-diagnostic on that. I have
Self-diagnostic?
a self-diagnostic. I have. Can you see me? I have. I couldn't get into a doctor's appointment because I don't get paid insurance for EGI2, but I was hanging out back there by the dumpsters, and I found a little. What do you call this? Endoscope.
I think it's like a sticky cam.
A licky sticky kiss.
Licky, sticky, kissy cam.
So I was gonna do.
Jesus.
I was gonna do self-diagnostics.
Oh, that's a great. So this.
But you can do your quiz, and then I'll check.
So if you get the quiz image back up here while Alan kind of manipulates the doctor's camera that he found in the dumpster, then we can Licky Faces are found in which zone? So if you can't, and Cameron, I will point out that it's Super Mario Land 2 and the 6 golden coins was one of the I think was either it could have been. It was either the first or the second game,
spilled some
Mario
licky
Game
juice.
2. No, it was
you
the
get
second
it?
game.
I
No,
got
maybe
it.
it was the third game. It was either the first, second, or third. It was the second or third game in the Mario oeuvre
Okay.
to feature overworlds. But in Super Mario Land 6 gold coins, you actually had 6 overworlds, zones, if you will. And the various zones had various themes that were very distinct from one another, and so many of the enemies in those zones were fully different, which is why I'm asking which specifically did the zones
Thank you, J.D.
for
Simpson.
the flicky
Samson?
faces,
J.D.
licky faces, or licky faces,
Licky faces
licky faces, or licky faces.
I'm licking the camera.
are found in which zone?
Are found in which zone, Karen Farmer?
I don't know, so I'll say C, tree zone.
C, tree zone. Is that your final answer?
Sure.
Do you? So that was a absolutely shot from the hip, and you got a headshot
Wow, I
on the
felt
first
great.
try. So what made you think tree zone?
Well, Licky zone didn't seem like it was real.
Yeah, that would seem like a fake one.
And face zone seemed like it was fake.
Also seemed fake.
And macro zone felt not detailed enough for what I know about Super Mario.
But here's the thing: is that there is a macro zone.
Really?
Yes, where you putter around in larger versions of you're like a tiny Mario, and
I love
you're
that.
battling larger creatures, larger humanoids, larger mammals and reptiles.
Is that a later version of the game?
Well, I think you can select. You can actually go through. You can go through the zones in any order you wish.
Wow. Well, then my instinct was wrong there, but I know that there's trees in it.
Okay, and there's also what else?
Lickies.
Licky faces.
And licky
Should
I clean it?
faces.
Yes,
wipe
you
it.
should
I'll
probably.
wipe it on my shirt.
I would urge you to clean that
I got it.
as much as possible, and possibly not get it any further down.
I'll just do a little quick check.
Okay.
Did you see any sores?
I
No.
think I might have saw one sword.
Okay.
Oh, I might have missed. There's a sound you're making too.
Well, he's got a camera down his throat.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, this is twitch.tv/EGI_2. If you're just
I gotta
joining us,
just
our
douse
special
it in
guest
the
is
jelly.
Cameron Farmer, who is.
Jesus Christ. That's so gross.
And Cameron, I have to say that I'm quite impressed you got tree zone on the first try.
I'm really shocked that I got tree zone too, but I'm happy I did.
Alan, what do you have to say about Cameron's rookie luck? Is it called rookie luck, Cameron?
I think it's rookie luck or
Well, you can make a rookie mistake, but can you make
beginner's luck.
beginner's luck?
Beginner's luck.
Beginner's luck. That's
You
great
got it.
stuff. Cameron, are you ready for your second quiz question?
I think so.
Look, James, when you get the chance, it's the.
And chat, don't give me any hints.
Don't camera can see the chat.
I can see
Camera
it.
can see the chat. She's they're not looking at the chat in the way that you think. But there's the quiz question. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. DG X1, which is 11 in Greek. Roman numerals.
Roman, yeah.
E, capital E, lowercase o, lowercase a, capital E again, and capital A. So Echoes of an Elusive Age uses which game engine?
What game do you think it uses?
Alan?
What game engine do you think it uses?
Karen, which
Are you
game
bleeding?
engine does Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age use in building the incredible world of Dragon Quest XI?
There's Snowdrop, there's Unreal Engine 4, Gamebryo.
And all of the above.
Found it.
I think you gotta go to the doctor.
Alan, that
I'm okay.
I think the
No, I'm
general
okay.
idea about human life is that we're not supposed to have non-humans living inside of us,
What are you talking about?
unless
Oh, whoa. Was
I'm
that
good.
Jello or blood?
I didn't eat any of the Jello.
Okay, so that's blood. Are you okay?
Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age uses which game engine?
I'm back. Robbie, I'm back.
A
My mouth hurts.
Snowdrop.
Snowdrop, B Unreal Engine 4, C Gamebryo, D all of the above.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark because I don't know what any of this means, and I'm just going to go ahead and say B.
B Unreal Engine 4, Cameron
Sure.
Farmer.
Wow! Yay! Way to go.
2 for 5,
That's
Cameron Farmer.
insane.
You're doing
2 for
great.
5. I don't know if you can see it, but I've written it down here.
Wow.
Also,
I'm shocked.
I'm also shocked. Alan, how are you feeling right now? Are you feeling like the questions are a little bit too
they're
easy for someone of Cameron's mental
No, I don't. No.
mental?
I don't think it has anything to do with the quality, the difficulty of the questions. I think it has to do with the talent of the guest. Back to you.
What's what's the word I'm thinking of? It's like a tier.
Here's the kingdom.
No, tier. T-I-E-R. Tier. Mental tier. So I want to say Cameron's mental tier, but it's not tier.
I don't know what that means, Robbie.
Acuity? It's close.
Acuity?
Acuity's good, but we want to make sure we're placing you on a pedestal here, Cameron Farmer. We're putting you up way up high. And this, let's not forget, Cameron is divorced, has parents who are divorced,
Not divorced
and to be able to pull this off, to be able to pull a quiz like this off with such alacrity, and now that I know that word, is quite impressive.
I'm just as shocked as you are because I fully guessed.
You fully guessed both times, and both times you got it. Cameron, I am absolutely astonished. I'm so happy that you're here. Why don't you thrill us with one more of those bits that you've got?
Okay. I can't think of one. Okay, I'll do, let's see.
It's like an elevated tier. Mentally elevated tier.
I am married to a white cis man, but now that I am non-binary, he's gay, and that's the gay agenda. That's a pretty much like condensed version.
Wait, I got it. Hold on. This is for you. Well,
And
I'll do
I
the big
don't-
male one,
Yeah,
and then I'll do the little one too.
yeah. And I don't respect his gender. I
Nice.
call him they, them at home, and his name at home is Squirrel.
Cameron, I also knew a squirrel growing up.
Did you really?
I did know a squirrel growing up, but he was a small and terribly racist.
Yeah, I guess those are the two sides of that name. It's either small and terribly racist or small and terribly ungendered.
But he bought
they're
me
always
cigarettes
small.
every once in a while because he was also older than me, so I couldn't
But they're always small.
hold too much against him at the time.
Look how
But
red
now
my
looking
lips
back,
are. Blah.
I do.
Maybe he's a product of his environment. And then that's all he could see.
What is that word?
Acuity?
No,
Tier?
the elevated. It's an elevated tier.
Tier is a word.
Well, I know that.
There.
Drive me nuts.
I found this at the back of the doctor office too.
You found it at the back of the doctor?
I found the Jello and the
Platform,
endoscope at the
shelf.
back of the back parking lot of a doctor's office.
Okay. Well, you might need to go back.
You know what else is a pretty popular name in Florida? Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton, I think, is a southern name.
I've known a lot of Claytons over the years.
Yeah, me too.
Clayton is a name we'll throw around the house as a fake name, or we'll do Caleb.
Caleb's good. I don't know. I don't think I've met any. I never grew up with any Calebs.
Cameron,
Yeah,
how many cats do you have? And
3.
what are the names of the cats?
Upper echelon. That's the one.
Echelon.
Echelon.
Upper echelon.
Everything
Thank
now
you.
show upper echelon. Mental echelon.
I have 3
Your high
cats,
mental echelon.
and one is named Triangle, and one is her name's Butterscotch, but we only call her Miss Girl.
Everything now show. Do I get a
then
prize?
one is
You
called
don't get a prize,
CW.
but I will show. I will
CW.
show
Yeah.
the
Like the
merch
channel.
button
Well,
again in the hopes that
Just
we
the
sell a shirt
initials.
and I get a prize.
What did you say, Robbie? We were talking.
Everything now.
Oh, correct.
Which
Everything now show
Everything
was
Now is
correct.
it?
Okay. Next up, Cameron Farmer, we do have another slide for the quiz. We've got a few more quiz questions for you. This slide is for the game, the Xbox hack and slash from Software, Otogi 2. In Otogi 2, the immortal warrior Raiko defends Japan's sacred capital from which of the following? Corruption and state capture, declining birth rates, and rising costs related to senior care. C, A, and D, demonic infestation. And here's the thing about this question that I was having trouble with. They say sacred capital, and I assume Kyoto, but I'm not sure. I couldn't find a clear answer on
They
that.
never said.
Because Kyoto was the historical capital,
Yeah.
and Tokyo is the current capital.
I can't get the red off of my tongue.
But the sacred capital,
Eat
what could
something
that
blue.
what could that be?
I think Kyoto. I think there's a lot of temples there.
There are a lot of temples there, and I know that it's the
Immortal Warrior.
historical capital.
What was it?
Is
What?
the game set in the future or the past?
The game set
Immortal
is set
Warrior.
it's set in the past, so
So it might be
Capital
Kyoto.
from which-
it might be, could be Kyoto, but we obviously that's not the question. The question is which of these does the immortal warrior Raiko? What from who?
Come on.
From
You got this.
from which of these does the immortal warrior Raiko fight in defense
Robby, you have a hard time
of-
talking.
the sacred capital?
Robby, you have such a hard time talking, but you hosted a show.
Well, the language of these questions is can be very difficult to,
Who wrote it?
because you don't want to keep
But who wrote
reading
the-
the same thing out loud.
Totally.
You want to basically ask the same questions over and over and over again, but with
Yeah.
slightly different phraseology.
But who
And you
wrote?
want to
what-
confuse the guess, I
who's
think,
the
maybe a bit, right?
I'm
You want to
confused.
find, all I want to know is, well, I want to know two things. One, I really want to know about the sacred capital, and two, I want to know which of these the immortal warrior Raiko fights in defense of Japan's sacred capital.
I'd say the first question, I really think it's Kyoto.
Okay.
And then the second one, I'm going to say D, demonic infestation.
Demonic infestation, you are correct.
Yay!
How do you do that?
Well, that one,
That one was
that one,
because what happened was there were supposed to be two questions or two answers that were supposed to be similarly plausible
I'm gonna say-
Yeah.
for the slide that you were looking at.
yeah.
But instead of writing the other of the two plausible answers, I just forgot to write the rest of the answers. So it just
Yeah.
said A.
And
And
I
then
figured-
I says to myself, Robby Rackleff, that's a funny joke.
I thought it was very funny.
So you gotta. Sometimes life throws a curveball at you when it
Yeah.
comes to having a little bit of fun. But what isn't fun is that there isn't as much corruption and state capture in Japan. But the declining birth rate is something that they should be concerned about more than they are. And obviously, they're throwing a lot of money towards parents and trying to keep women in the workforce if they decide that they want to try and balance motherhood and career. But it's going to be hard to break out of these norms, and I think that they're going to have to probably resort to higher levels of immigration soon.
Okay. I believe you. I trust you.
It's the quiz. Next up, we have 4 out of 5. We have 5 questions for Cameron Farmer. We have our 4th quiz question right now, coming at you live, twitch.tv/UGI_2. If you're not, if you're just joining us now, it's the quiz with Cameron Farmer. This, of course, is a question related to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and PC first-person shooter game, the time-bending first-person shooter game Singularity. Which of these seems more plausible? You can only pick one. A, parallel dimensions, or B, time travel.
Parallel dimensions.
Cameron, why do you say parallel dimensions?
Because I think that already is happening.
Expand on that.
I think there already are parallel dimensions.
But what's the evidence?
When I meditate,
When you meditate, where do you go?
I go to a few different places.
Like where?
I talk to a few different people.
Like what?
This is private.
Okay. So my answer probably be parallel dimensions as well.
Yeah.
Simply because most of us have read sort of pop science essays by various authors about how electrons work and how electrons are observed rather than passing through large pieces of mineral or metal that they will actually, rather than pass through, they actually disappear and then reappear. So the question is, Alan, where the hell are they going?
I gotta sneeze.
I think I take a lot of mushrooms.
I'm gonna
too.
sneeze. Cut to the camera.
Mushrooms.
No, the guy. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. I can't get it out.
Go further up
No, oh yeah. Oh, you gotta sneeze.
and wiggle it. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
That wasn't that bad.
Alan, according to Alan Resnick, EGI2 special correspondent Alan Resnick, which is more plausible, do you think? Time travel or parallel dimensions?
Aren't they kind of the same thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Well, no,
Sorry
because
to cut
time.
you off.
No,
because
you're
time
right.
is.
Parallel dimensions.
Why do you say that?
Because time travel just seems really hard.
Well, unfortunately, you're both wrong.
Oh shoot.
Wait, why aren't they the same?
Why aren't they? I don't have it because you can only pick one of the two, and we are talking about singularity, which uses time travel as a major element in the gameplay loop.
Oh, that was about the video game? I thought we were just talking about life.
Well, we could have been, but I decided that we were just talking about singularity.
That makes sense.
And I do think that we don't talk about singularity anymore these days, Alan. What do you think about that?
I think we do talk about it.
We do talk about singularity? When's the last time we talked about singularity?
Not us, but people.
People do talk about singularity. The Raven Software classic first-person shooter where you run around in an old Soviet research installation that is clearly toyed with the elements and tried to become godlike in their control over the time element.
I think they're wrong to do it.
They were wrong to do it. They released all sorts of terrible anomalies and crazy critters and who knows what else.
I think time travel's boring.
I also think that parallel dimensions are more likely, just because when you know.
I thought you said we were wrong.
What?
I thought you said we were both wrong.
Oh, I said I'm talking about just we're in the terms that, well, there's two different things that are happening. And the first way that you were wrong, and then the second way that we all agree and are kind of right.
Definitely right.
Final question, Cameron Farmer, comes in the form of an essay question. Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
What do you mean?
Okay. I'm ready. Excuse me.
Are you gonna read that?
This is about, of course, the game Last Bronx, the classic AM2 fighter Last Bronx that tried to take a bite out of Soul Calibur's buns and failed. This is a question about one of the most iconic Last Bronx fighters, Yusaku, who is pictured there in the red jumpsuit, looking quite dapper with the blue headband and the split staff. Split staff?
Cool.
What would you call that, Alan?
What?
The staff splits into 3 different sections. Tri-section flip staff?
Yeah, I would call it a tri-section flip slash.
So anyway, the question is this.
Okay.
Yusaku was once the number 3 man in the legendary biker gang Soul Crew, but after the sudden and mysterious death of their leader, the gang split up. The passionate young Yusaku felt the weight of his responsibility settle on his shoulders. He has worries. Am I strong enough to command? Do I have what it takes to be a leader? Now, overcoming his doubts, Yusaku plans to keep the spirit of the original Soul Crew alive by taking the helm of his new gang, Neo Soul.
Robby, I don't like the endoscope.
Essay question, is the weight of responsibility too much for Yusaku? Take it away, Cameron.
I would say that it seems like he's putting an awful lot of pressure on himself.
It's important that you actually phrase this as if you were reading an essay aloud.
Yusaku seems to have been putting a lot of pressure on himself to uphold the legacy of
As you would say,
in
well, you end with in conclusion,
In
right?
the-
So so you would
in
say
last
in the classic AM2 and Sega Saturn fighter Last Bronx, Yusaku, the former
okay.
third in command of the Soul Crew,
Okay, I'm copy pasting
is
that.
attempting to keep the spirit of the Soul Crew alive by taking the helm of his new gang, Neo Soul.
Neo Soul.
In the process of taking control of Neo Soul and keeping the spirit of the Soul Crew alive, Yusaku may be taking the weight of this responsibility may be too much for Yusaku. Here is my response to the question: is the responsibility too much to bear for poor Yusaku?
I'm gonna copy paste what you just said, and then I'm gonna say no.
Nice.
And what's the justification?
Because he has it in him as a leader, and he has the experience with the Soul Crew to continue on with the Neo Soul.
But he was only third in command.
Yeah, but it's like when you're third in command, you also are like learning a lot. Like when you're third in command, you're kind of doing the job of every person above you.
Every person above you.
Yeah, and keeping it together.
So it's sort of
You're
taking
like
the
taking
middleman.
orders from everyone.
But does that put you in the mental state? The emotion, does it give you the emotional the emotional foundation that you need to become the figurehead, to become the leader?
I think if he has given himself the task of doing it by even starting a new gang, then yeah, he's already kind of answered that question by even attempting to do it.
But here's I would counter this somewhat, Cameron
Okay.
Farmer, which is that of course, by joining in the fighting tournament that is the subject of the Last Bronx fighting game, isn't he shirking his responsibility as leader by throwing his body and potentially his life into this terrible meat grinder of a tournament against the fearsome and mysterious Red Eye?
I would counter that with saying that as a leader, sometimes you have to put yourself out there as sort of like a sacrifice, and how is he going to gain any respect if the people that he's starting to lead can't see him actually put himself out on the line in that way?
But wouldn't it, if you're planning on becoming the leader of this great and honorable franchise, then wouldn't it make more sense to send your own third in command out to be the representative and throw their physical body into the same risk that you may have once had before your previous leader mysteriously died, Alan?
Yes. No?
Well, I think maybe because he was third in command, he might have been in a lot of positions that he didn't necessarily want to be in, and maybe he wants to be a different kind of leader, a leader that actually puts themselves on the line and doesn't just command everybody underneath them to do that kind of work and fight alongside his comrades.
Alan, response?
Yes, totally. Absolutely.
Well, unfortunately, Cameron, you're wrong.
Okay.
It was too much to bear, and he was crushed emotionally under the weight of his inability to delegate responsibility properly as a leader.
Did he die?
We'll never know, because there was only the one Last Bronx game.
When you beat it, what does he do? Is he dead?
He goes, I don't know, he probably like his gang gets bigger.
Well, then that seems like he succeeded.
But I'm saying maybe on the outside, but on the inside, the emotional weight of that can crush you and work its way down through you over the course of a long life. And as we know from the issues that we were bringing up earlier with Otogi 2,
I guess
that those lives can be quite long and complicated as the pension funds run dry as a result of not having enough younger workers paying into the system. Alan?
I absolutely 100% agree with Robby.
Yeah, I agree. I think it seems like that's a situation where there are no winners.
There's no winners, but there are losers. There are no winners in Last Bronx. But there is a winner tonight for It's the Quiz, and that is for 3 out of 5. Cameron Farmer, you are the winner.
Wow.
Of our very first guest quiz here live here on EGI.
Wow.
Twitch.tv/EGI_2.
Thank you.
You squeaked through at the very last second with your answer to the Otogi 2
You did it.
question.
Yay,
even though
I'm so proud of you.
That was kind of a gimme.
But how does it feel?
It feels great. I don't know really much about video games at all. And what it shows me is in life you can squeak through if you bullshit enough. And that's great for me.
Thank you for that. Cameron, Alan, you have a special report for this evening?
What was it on?
I'm going to get water.
Roll cage.
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm going to get water.
The special report is on Roll Cage, the combat racing game by the makers of Colony Wars. Let's go to the phone calls and see what people are saying about Roll Cage, what they're saying about the quiz, and if they're enjoying the great stand-up comedian Cameron Farmer live here on twitch.tv/EGI_2.
Headache.
Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EGI_2's Stream 21. It's the road to E3. It's EGI2's road to E3 GI2's E3 coverage, E3 2024, E3 EGI2's E3 2024 coverage.
You got it.
Who are you and where are you calling from?
This is Pam from Denver.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello?
Uh-oh.
Talk.
Can you hear me? Chat can hear me.
It seems like everyone's saying it's Pam.
Can you hear us?
This is
They can hear,
Hi.
but we can't
Pam
hear.
from
Maybe
Denver.
our
It's
mic.
Pam.
Hey,
Maybe our mic is speakers down.
Can Pam hear us?
I can hear you, yeah. You guys
Everyone
are
else
people
can
out.
hear
Chat
Pam.
Is
can
that
hear me? I can
speaker
hear
off?
you.
Oh, there's no light on.
Oh, it got unplugged.
That was me just now.
Oh,
Sounds.
good.
Cameron, Pam, Cam, Pam,
Pam.
Pam, Cam, Pam, Cam, Pam, Pam.
Pam on Cam.
Pam.
Hi, Pam.
We can
Pam,
hear you.
what's the
I can
good
hear
news
you.
from
I can hear
the
you,
Mile
Pam.
High Mile High City?
What does that mean?
You know, I'm just sitting here enjoying the quiz. I'm glad to see that the guest got a passing grade.
Thank you,
Well,
Pam.
it wasn't a passing grade. You either win or you lose in the great scheme of the EGI2 quiz. But Pam, since we don't have a special report from EGI2 special correspondent Alan Resnick about the classic combat racing game Roll Cage, what are your thoughts?
You know, I've never played Roll Cage. What console was it on?
It was on the original PlayStation and I believe also PC, and maybe there was a Dreamcast port at some point that didn't quite make it out, but maybe it made it fairly along in development. You just are in a car that like flops and flips around in a big tube.
In a tube?
Is it a racing game?
Cody Fancy Pants says N64 no. I believe it is a no on the N64.
Is it racing?
Is it a racing game?
Combat racing. Roll Cage.
Ah. Oh, that makes sense. Yes.
Roll
Yes.
cage.
See, I was never into racing games too much.
Okay.
Pam, your thoughts on the quiz answers that we got at the final 2 questions?
I think they did great, considering it sounds like they don't know much about games.
Thank you, Pam.
Then Pam, I just out of sheer curiosity, which of the 2 of the singularity questions would you have? Which of those answers would you have gone for?
I think I was gonna guess time travel.
Time travel. Why time travel?
Just sounded good. I figured I had a 50-50 shot.
It does have a bit of there's a bit more fun with time travel because you get to go back and change things around a little bit. But eventually, hopefully, you make it back to your current day with just slight changes and hopefully not too much damage to the current timeline.
Don't play with the past.
You know, that's true. That is a lot of pressure, isn't
With
it?
parallel dimensions, you have a greater. I think you have a greater risk of running into different versions of yourself that could be, you know. bad.
Ooh, that's a good point. I could see who I could have been, but am not.
Mossy Lump wants to know, Cameron, did you play any video games while your parents were in the process of divorcing?
No, I was not allowed to play video games.
Well,
Sorry, Mossy
why?
Lump. What?
Why?
I think my mom thought it would rot my brain, but that already happened anyways.
What rotted your brain beforehand?
Just being alive and being mentally ill.
Pam, how's your brain?
Drugs.
I feel like it's pretty rotted too.
What rotted your
Lot of
brain?
damage. Trauma.
Yeah.
But have you considered, if I may, because you are living at such high elevation, shouldn't you be able to run around really fast if you're on a lower elevation?
When I go back home to Ohio, I do feel a burst of energy. So I think that's true.
I think
I could stay up
if we can learn something from Pam, Ohio, if you are looking for a burst of energy, is the place to be.
Ohio, isn't that something the kids say now?
Ohio?
I think
Yeah.
What does it mean?
What do they say?
It's like a boring place, so they say it
Yep.
like, yeah. It's like when they're like,
Yep.
Skibbity, Phantom Tax, Ohio.
Use it in a sentence.
Yeah, use it in a sentence.
Maybe
The Skibbity, I don't know.
Ohio.
Are they saying things like, I'm so Ohio right now?
Or, yeah, teacher so Ohio, maybe.
Pam, is this true?
is Robby Ohio?
That's what I saw on Instagram a couple days ago, so it
Did
must
Tanner
be
say
true.
this?
Did Tanner say something about this, Pam, when he was on the show?
Oh, not that I recall.
Am I Ohio?
Yeah, I'd love to punch that kid in the mouth.
They're saying, got that Ohio Riz. He stuck out his yacht in Ohio. Yeah.
But yeah, that's right.
His yacht in Ohio.
Yacht is a butt.
Yeah, I think
This I know.
He stuck out his
I
butt
think it's
boring.
the change.
I think they're just, it's like
Is Ohio boring?
Pam, what's your
don't
dreams
really know.
been like recently?
My dreams?
Yes.
I honestly don't really remember my dreams, probably because of the weed.
Just write them down.
Obviously.
yeah.
It's obvious
that
about it.
Wait, were you asking?
What have your dreams been like?
Oh, I don't remember them. I rarely ever remember them.
Because of the drugs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I can't
Whenever
remember a lot of sort of narrative details of my dreams lately, but I will say that they've dealt with a lot of old TVs. I think that's a result
old
of
TV
I've been
shows.
reading
I
a book.
Love Lucy.
Well, I think it's more about the just imagining the shape of TVs. That I'm reading this book called "The Plot to Save South Africa," and it deals a lot with people making announcements on old television sets.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That makes sense.
So wait, is it like you're in a room and a TV just turns on?
Well,
It's just
shortly
a
after the assassination of the ANC leader Chris Hani, Nelson Mandela had to go on television, on national television in South Africa at the behest of F.W. de Klerk, and tried to calm what they assumed would be a firestorm of impending violence, the anger being unleashed as a result of the death of someone who had spoken so eloquently to the youth of that country.
This makes a lot of sense from what I've learned about you.
Thank you for your call, Pam from Denver.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, Pam.
Alan, any updates on that roll cage special report?
My throat hurts. I'm eating cough drop.
Cameron, do you know anything about roll cage?
No, I don't know.
You want to just try?
I'm guessing maybe there's a car you can get. It has spikes on it.
Alan,
I got it.
car with spikes on it. Perhaps probably some sort of boost badges on the tracks there. Oh, we have another call coming in right now. Call, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EGI_2 stream 21 road to E3GI2's EGI2's E3 2024 coverage?
Yeah, back to you, Alan. About Alan, anything about Roll Cage yet, Alan?
Okay, everybody quiet. Write a special report about the game Roll Cage.
Oh no, I know it's coming.
Here's a special report on the game Roll Cage. Special report, Roll Cage Introduction. Roll Cage is a vehicular combat racing game developed by Attention to Detail and published by Psygnosis. Released in 1999 for PlayStation and Windows, it quickly became a cult classic for its innovative gameplay, unique vehicle mechanics, and high-speed action. The game combines intense racing with explosive combat, creating a thrilling experience for players, gameplay, and mechanics.
Why is the
Roll Cage
voice a
stands
black
out
woman?
due to its
I
distinctive
chose that.
vehicles,
Okay.
which
I just put an endoscope deep down into my throat and I saw something yellow and wiggly and I don't have insurance. What should I do?
It's important to address this situation with caution. If you see something yellow and wiggly in your throat, it could be a number of things, ranging from food residue to something more serious like an infection or parasite. Here are a few steps you should
that's what I
consider. Stay calm. Try not to panic. Your breathing and speaking can give you clues about the severity of the situation. 2, evaluate
No, it's
symptoms.
pretty severe.
Consider any other symptoms you might be experiencing. Are you having trouble breathing,
Yes,
swallowing, or are
I am having trouble breathing.
You're having trouble breathing because you're jamming a camera down your throat.
because of the endoscope.
You know what the throat kind of reminds me of? The throat's kind of like the tracks in Roll
having
Cage.
trouble breathing due to the endoscope? You need to act immediately. Remove the endoscope gently but quickly from your throat to clear your airway. If you continue to have difficulty breathing after removing the endoscope, seek emergency medical help right away by calling emergency services or going to the near.
Okay, one more question. One more question I have for you. Is it right or wrong to do crimes?
It's wrong to commit crime.
Okay,
You heard it here
thank
first,
you,
folks.
thank you.
Breaking news: crime is bad, and
knew it.
crime will get you killed. Caller, you're on the air with EGI, twitch.tv/EGI_2. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Oh, me, Cody from
Cody
Florida.
from Florida.
That was good.
What's the good news from that awful place where you live? Get the hell out of there, kid. It's rot. If you want to talk about people's brains getting rot, that whole situation there, you have there dangling on the edge.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Bad.
Bad.
It's like upwards of like 94 degrees most days.
Not good. High humidity.
And it's muggy. It's a muggy heat. Exactly. It's not a dry heat.
You got the La Nina coming in. It's gonna just blast the top layer of the ocean.
That's insane.
Oof. You're in trouble,
the
buddy.
Nina X. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Cody from Florida, your thoughts on Roll Cage for the PlayStation and PC?
I mean, I thought it was on Nintendo 60. I thought it was PS1 and 64. Maybe.
Well, you probably I think you're
there's
thinking of Extreme G on the Nintendo 64. Extreme G and Extreme G2, both the Nintendo 64 futuristic racing games with combat elements. Although I won't go as far as to say that it has as much combat as Roll Cage.
What's the G stand for?
I think I was
Force?
exactly thinking of that. There was a lot of generic future racers, and that's one of them. Yeah.
Well, I think that the Extreme G series was, of course, sort of a sup for the fact that the Wipeout series was on PlayStation, and the F-Zero series took some time to get to the N64.
I think G stands for gas. Gasoline.
I think the G stands for good news. Alan?
Good news.
All right, so what's the good news,
I
Cody?
think it stands for gravity. The good news?
That doesn't
from
make
Florida?
any sense.
Extreme
You're driving on
gravity.
the ceiling.
Yeah, but it's gravitic. It's anti-gravitic. I don't know, man. The good news from Florida is I used my pool yesterday.
Nice.
Well, the one thing the one thing about it is it's better to swim in a pool in Florida than just about anywhere else. I think in this rotten country that we've got right now.
I'm about 90% sure my pool doesn't have parasites.
I will say, especially in the South Florida situation, you got to avoid the fresh water. You've got to avoid the ocean as much as possible. The algae blooms in the ocean and the parasites and critters in the fresh water. Unless you've got some of those cold springs
What about
around where you are.
bioluminescence?
Cape Coral?
What about bioluminescence?
Cold springs, bioluminescent. I have not seen any glowing bugs. And as for cold springs, like, does that count? Do you count puddles?
No,
do you count bogs of mud?
Sinkholes where the ground randomly caves in.
Oh, yeah. No,
Cold
houses are
springs from the
constantly
aquifer.
being subsumed by the earth. Yes, yeah.
If I could recommend one place for you to go to cool off this summer, Cody from Florida, it's the Ichetucknee Rare Snake Habitat and Lazy River.
Where's that? In
All right.
Florida?
It's near, it's sort of in between Ocala and Live Oak.
I don't get out of town much.
Thank you for your call, Cody from Florida. It's wonderful to hear your voice. Stay healthy. Keep your.
Oh, by the way, I am wearing my Child of Divorce shirt, and I'm going to wear it to work tomorrow.
If you bought a Child of Divorce shirt, including, and this goes especially for you, Cody from Florida, send us a picture of you wearing it, and we'll show them on the show for E3
I already did. I hope it's in the arts.
All right. It
Wow.
won't be. I can't say it will be in tonight, Cody from Florida, but it will definitely be in soon. And thank you so much for purchasing one. What great news!
Amazing.
Back to you, Robby.
The kids of the divorced parents are finally getting their act together and pulling together as a community to talk about the things that really matter, which are games like Roll Cage, G-Force, and Parallel Dimensions.
Parallel Dimensions? That's a game?
No, the question was about Parallel Dimensions earlier from the
Oh,
quiz.
got it. And we're talking about Parallel Dimension. Got it. I just think it's more plausible.
Now I've got a headache.
Do you want some water?
Do not want water. I've got water. I've got plenty of water. I think that the issue just made that I just need to move this around every once in a while to keep it from pinching my head.
Loosen up.
Robby, do you have an archive of Do the Math comics anywhere? The Library of Congress doesn't have it, Dave Cap. Thank you so much for asking that question. I do have an archive of it, but I went through them one afternoon a couple years ago, and I realized that most of them are just not funny. So I have not done anything with them, but I plan to do something with them at some point. Do the Math comics was Cameron Farmer, was a comic strip that I made, a web comic that I made in the aughts, the Bush years.
Wow.
And it was about two friends hanging out, talking about video games, and one of them looked like Cyclops and one of them looked like Wolverine.
That's awesome.
Robbie, was one of them me?
No, they were both me.
I was going to ask if they were both you, actually.
Parallel Dimensions.
How long did that run for?
Oh, 5 years.
That's huge.
Tried to do twice a week for 5 years, but you know when you lose the juice, you lose the juice.
That's a long time.
It became pretty obvious that I had not sufficiently the capacity, the intellect or the imagination to keep it going.
Well, let's see. I mean, that's a lot. So, what are there, 52 weeks in a year, and you did it twice? So, it's 52 times 2. That's 104. And times 5, that's 22.
How are you doing that?
What's that, like 500 and...
It's probably, around 500.
Yeah,
Yeah, wow.
that's a lot.
Did you use a calculator?
I use my brain. 52 times...
How do you
Well,
do that?
like 104 times 2?
Cameron
Wait,
just
what
did the
I
math,
do?
and
52 times 2.
just for anybody who doesn't quite get the reference, do the math and do the math
I guess
comments.
it's 52 plus 52 would be 104.
you have a hidden calculator somewhere.
That's my brain.
What?
52 plus 52 is
How are you doing that?
104. I don't know. Have you heard? You've heard about this new math?
They got new math?
There's new math,
Finally.
and apparently it's easier because the math we were taught relies on memorization. And they were like, that doesn't make sense to do that. I don't know how they do the new math, but I know it's not memorizing. Like
I couldn't do the old math.
I wasn't very good at it. I was only good at trig, if you can believe that. The only math I was good at.
I had an art history professor in undergrad who tried to get us to write non-phallic essays.
Non-phallic specifically?
That's how she referred to them.
What does that mean?
Just because of the structure of an essay is like a male member that's hardening and then climaxing.
Is she having relationships with students?
No, she was like 80.
Okay.
I mean, who knows?
Well, might have been somebody's thing. That's really inappropriate.
Obie, hey!
Robbie, what was that?
What's that?
What was that just happened on screen?
That was the Secretary of Housing, Communities, and Leveling Up for the United Kingdom and the Conservative Party, Michael Gove.
Robbie, please don't push that button anymore.
Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EDI_2's Stream 21. What are your thoughts? Take it away.
Hi, it's Sam.
Hey, Sam, how are you feeling
hey,
this
Sam.
evening?
I'm good. I wanted to see if we could speak more on what you just mentioned with like knowing that you were out of juice.
Knowing that I was out of juice, you mean having the creative well run dry?
Yeah, or I guess like I'm just curious what your thoughts are between like when the well runs dry and you gotta leave the well, or when the well runs dry and you gotta like find a new place in the well to get more water, you know?
I think that the problem, it sounds wasteful, but you gotta go and find a new well for a little bit.
Yeah.
My answer, whenever the creative juices have run dry in the past, I've always picked up and left for a while, and I've gone someplace else. And I also do two things. One, regular travel, even if it's not far, is very important. And the second thing I do is change what I'm reading on a regular basis in terms of fiction, nonfiction, history, comic books, whether there's graphic novel, superhero graphic novels, or the more arty-farty stuff, and then just hard magazines.
Okay, so when you
so Danny Laundry had this too. Take a walk, take a long walk, and don't listen to anything. That's what they tell that all these goddamn commercials telling us that we got to listen to podcasts and music all the damn time. You can't get a thought in your head for more than 30 seconds with that stuff. Silence.
There's so much to
do you
hear.
drive in silence?
I think everyone does. I think that we're just too damn scared to really get in there.
I'm learning a lot from you. I guess where do video games fit in?
Video games are just part of the equation, Sam. So you gotta just really you can fit them in wherever you want, but just make sure that they're not the only thing that you're doing.
Okay.
And also join a fight club.
Oh, okay, join a fight club.
Yeah. Nothing better than two loving people just bashing the hell out of each other.
Yeah, I feel like right now I haven't traveled a lot because of money. A lot of stuff because of money. But I could probably find someone to fight for free.
Well, make sure you want to make sure it's a consensual situation, and you put some ground rules there. But there ain't nothing better. Putting on you can do it with the soft gloves. It's great stuff. Alan,
I'm okay.
I'm reading a book.
All
right,
right, well,
now.
thanks, Alan. Thanks, Robby.
Thank you.
thank you, Sam.
Bye,
Back to you,
Sam.
Sam. Back to you, Cammie. You were about to say something about
I'm
fighting.
reading a book right now.
You're reading. What's the book about?
It's called Let's Become Fungal, Mycelium Teachings and the Arts.
Let's Become Fungal, Mycelium Teaching, and that's the Last of Us creatures, right? The myceliums.
Well, yeah, mycelium is the network that mushrooms use to talk to the things that grow on the earth and share nutrients.
What the hell are they talking about?
They're saying, hey, I'm a tree over here, I need more nutrients. And they say, okay, here you go. Or other stuff. I mean, they're probably talking a lot. It's a whole ecosystem.
Well, you gotta wonder, Alan, are we talking about some kind of a host situation?
Yeah.
Well, we are hosts for mycelium already. We're
That's
like
what I'm
sport
talking about.
carriers.
Alan, how do I look? I'm looking at you right now. How do I know that you are you?
I'm me.
What's the proof? How do we test these kinds of things?
I don't know.
Do we have to cut you open and
You
just
don't know. You can
see if you got weird little strings inside of you?
I'm checking.
He does have that weird thing in it, the yellow thing.
I don't see anything.
What do you think? What do you think of a mushroom video game?
Where's your
Alan?
endoscope?
Huh?
Where's that, Alan?
I don't know. I can't quite tell.
Did you put it up your butt?
No.
Well,
You're so funny.
I think it's up his butt.
What's he? Well, it's almost 7:30.
Are you sniffing your hands, Alan?
I was just checking to make sure my hands were clean.
Oh, by smelling them.
They're fine.
Okay.
Do mushrooms dream,
Well, I don't know.
Alan?
No.
Well, it's almost 7:30, and that means it's time for our favorite EGI2 community game show, which is of course Screenshot You Guess Now.
Yay. Game.
What program?
Caller, you're on the air with EGI2s. It's Screenshot You Guess Now. Are you ready to Screenshot You Guess Now?
Hey, Robby, it's Gio. I'm ready. I'm
Gio,
here tonight, but that's all right. I'm a man with nothing to lose, and I'm here to guess some screenshots.
you have nothing to lose because the last time you were on Screenshot You Guess Now, you guessed Turok 2 when it was in fact Turok 1.
Whoa.
Tragic moment.
Amateur
It was a
hour.
tragic moment, and we felt the pain in the same way that the myceliums feel the pain of the other myceliums, or just bugs, I guess that they are.
And plants.
Bugs and plants, and in the same way that the bugs and plants feel their pain and the pain of their community, we all felt the pain for you, Gio.
I feel your pain. Robby, do you remember that? I feel your pain.
Gio, are you ready to play Screenshot You Guess Now?
I am.
All right, and let's take one quick look at the Screenshot You Guess Now leaderboard.
Don't look at the chat. Don't say anything in the chat.
Don't say anything in the chat, Gio. I know you're not going to look. I know you're a person of integrity. We've got Catherine from Philly, Joe Botnick, Alex from Cali, Visk and Mozzie Lump, all tied for second place. Gio, do you think you got enough to Screenshot You Guess Now your way into perhaps second place tie with the others, or even a first place tie with EGI2 special correspondent Alan Resnick?
Yep, although, real quick, Robby, since you mentioned integrity, I did see one screenshot from you on Steam, which is a clown, so don't ask me that one because I know that one. So if that comes up, skip it.
Okay. I'm realizing now that people can see the screenshots on Steam. All right. Gio, are you ready to play Screenshot You Guess Now?
Yes.
First screenshot and Screenshot You Guess Now is, of course, that one. Screenshot You Guess Now.
Waiting. Okay. I saw it for half a second. Okay.
And describe what you're looking at. Describe what you're feeling when you're seeing it. Describe the entirety of your experience for Screenshot You Guess Now.
So we got a cave. We got what looks like maybe some kind of RPG or adventure. Possibly a I can't quite see what the outfit of the guy in the middle there, but it looks kind of fantasy. I'm feeling some like mycelium vibes here with like maybe a spider infested cave, some mushrooms and spider webs. and all kinds of garbage there.
And if anyone of you scoundrels in the chat is thinking about telling Gio from Texas what screenshot to get, don't you do it.
I don't.
You got to take a while. You got to. Gio, this is your chance this evening. We can't give you a second chance. We have to keep moving along to screenshot you guess nows.
Okay, random guess is Hades.
Damn.
That was an incorrect answer. I'm so sorry, Gio from Texas.
I'm sorry, Gio.
But if
I know I don't recognize it.
we will get you. I have faith in you. I believe that you will be on that leaderboard someday, very soon.
I doubt it. I don't think so.
Thank you for your call, Gio from Texas, and good luck next time on Screenshot. You guess now.
Alan is definitely mycelium.
Next call, we have another call coming in for Screenshot. You guess now.
I'll do one.
Alan, you want to guess this one?
Yeah.
All right.
No, not this one. I don't
Well,
know.
no, you have to guess this
shoot.
one. We can't move from this one until someone Screenshot You Guess Now guesses it.
I'm gonna guess it's a game. It's a game called Goo Town.
Not Goo Town. Wrong.
I'll guess.
Okay.
Stranger Things.
Wrong. Screenshot You Guess Now. Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EGI_2 with Screenshot You Guess Now. Caller, what is your answer? No caller.
I think they're too afraid to call.
What are they afraid of?
Me.
I think it's Hades.
It's not Hades. It doesn't look like this. He doesn't even look like Hades. Hades has a much.
But it's top down.
It's a top down. It's a top down. It's a game. I'll give everybody a hint. And someone gonna call in if it's because this does seem to have stumped people. I didn't think it was gonna stump people in this way, but unfortunately it did. It is a game that has two separate gameplay styles in one package.
Two games.
And I will say that the screenshot that you're looking at is the exploratory, not the combat.
Combat, and then you explore.
Can Gio guess again?
Sure, Gio can guess again. If usually people call in for Screenshot You Guess Now, Cameron Farmer. This is a bit of a disappointment.
They might be.
Caller, you're up. We got a caller. Screenshot You Guess Now.
I'm being real as fast as I can now. Oh hi, this is Brett66 from the chat. First time.
Brett, great. See if you can turn down your computer speakers there so we don't get the feedback coming in.
Oh yeah.
Wow, first time caller.
Yes. Sorry, I got very distracted by the man kissing the hawk. It's been teasing me all night. Is
what?
it
In the background.
Super Meat Boy?
Is that a real one? You're thinking when I
think
said
there's
that there's
a
two
game-
different I said there's two different gameplay styles. This is the exploratory element. You think that this is ultra hard challenging platformer Super Meat Boy, which has a heavy large pixel art style.
Yes, and I'm going to stick with my answer. Please.
You're wrong.
Consult. Alan.
You can't consult. You can consult Alan.
Yeah, I have some advice. If you come for the king, you better be ready to kill him and take the crown.
I wasn't coming for you. I was just hoping that I could maybe get like just a little bit of the milk.
Well, I've got the milk. Alan's got no. Alan gets milk from me.
I'm the milky pig.
Can I have a little bit of milk and then I'll hang up?
There was a moment in the show when Alan could have been the milkman with his special report of Roll Cage, but unfortunately, without the special report to fill my ear with the milk, then I get to be the milkman for the rest of the show.
I know. It doesn't transfer down to me in the pyramid scheme that's going on. So
you want to take one more guess there? While we have you on the line.
I don't play video games. I just get it all from you guys, so I have no idea.
All right. Well, thank you for your call, Brett66, first-time caller.
Thank you for your
Always
call.
exciting when we get a first-time caller.
Please,
And
more
Yeah,
people should
thank you.
call
Love
in.
you guys. Good night.
good night.
There's an Orioles baseball player that they nicknamed the Milkman, Colton Cowser.
Okay, I'm getting the sense that perhaps this one is a little too hard for people. If someone does someone in the chat know what this one is? Because I'm feeling a little. Wait, we do have another caller coming in. Caller, screenshot you guess now.
Hi, Robbie. It's Joe Botnick.
Joe Botnick.
I'm not 100% sure what it is. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna try a couple of things. Is it Torchlight 2?
That's not Doesn't look a damn. Does that look? You think that's
I don't know, I'm
that
desperate.
doesn't look like a Torchlight game? Torchlights are 3D engine games.
It's kind of got some kind of top-down stuff going on.
Well, there's a lot of
like,
so does Hades, but doesn't look a damn thing like Hades either.
Come on, Joe.
Come on, Joe Botnick.
About-
If there was one person on this godforsaken planet I thought would get this thing, it was you.
Well, you seem desperate. I was throwing something out there.
Okay,
like,
just throw another one out there. This is from a major studio.
Grim Dawn.
What was it?
Well, there's a new,
Grim Dawn.
Also a 3D engine game. This is clearly 2D, hand drawn. I mean, there's probably some 3D engine somewhere in there somewhere, but it's not Grim Dawn. For the love of goodness gracious, Joe Botnick.
Come on, Joe.
What do you think? Should I just give him the answer?
Yes.
All right,
I think we need it.
It's Thronebreaker.
Oh, I see it now.
Sorry.
Yes, Thronebreaker.
The Witcher.
Of course.
The Witcher card game.
Oh.
The Witcher, like the thing.
Yes.
Okay.
The Sex Man.
Card game.
You call him the
I
sex
watched
man?
that show.
Robbie, why'd you call him the sex man?
Because that's what he does. That's what Gerald of Rivia does. He wanders around.
You called him Gerald?
Gerald.
He does have a lot of sex. I forgot about
Gerald?
that part.
Wait,
Oh,
have you
he's
played?
a
Have you
sexual
played? Have you played Witcher 3?
It's a TV
Me?
show too, Robbie.
God Almighty! All right, well,
Joe.
everyone, shut the hell up. We got Joe Botnick on the line. Joe, I know this is so damn damn late for you. Garrett.
Geralt.
Ooh, I know this one.
Geralt.
Joe Botnick, are you ready to play Screenshot You Guess now for because you stay up so late? Because you are in so much trouble. I'm giving you a second chance.
Okay, I'll try. I can't promise anything.
All right, Screenshot You Guess now.
Okay. Oh man.
Alan, you know this one?
I don't know the name of it, but I own the game.
A lot of us own the game.
I know it's Screenshot You Guess now, but I'm gonna have to think about. Shit.
You don't know.
I mean,
you
very long.
don't have to know the. You got to know the.
Is it a Micro Machines game?
It is not a Micro Machines game. It is part of a compilation. If you know the game in the chat, you can just say yes. You just say yes. Don't say the name of the game, but just say yes.
Yes.
No.
Is it what is that called? Super Toy Cars?
Sorry, Joe.
Joe.
We got a lot of people. We got a lot of people in the chat that do know the answer to it. Joe, we've got to let you go. I'm so sorry.
I'll call back later and redeem myself.
We're really rooting for you. Really rooting for everybody. I mean, these are not obscure games that I'm pulling from. I mean, maybe in terms of echelons, a lower echelon than your Horizon Forbidden West and what's the other one?
Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. Thank you. Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EGI_2. Who are you? Where are you calling from? Screenshot You Guess now.
This is Geo. You did say I could guess again.
I did say you could guess again.
Okay, so my game, because I know what it is.
Yes.
This is Clubhouse Games. This is the car mini game from Clubhouse Games for the Switch.
Correct.
Yeah, Geo!
Geo from Texas, you're on the board. Next time that we do Screenshot You Guess Now, you're going to be up there with these champions of Screenshot You Guess Now. Mossy Lump, Vis, Catherine from Philly, Joe Botnick, and Alex from Cali. Geo, since you did get even though this is bending the rules a little bit, you do get an opportunity for another point here. Are you ready to take it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I want to challenge Alan's position, but I do think he may shoot me if I do that. So
if you're gonna challenge, what did you say earlier, Alan?
If you're gonna kiss
the king,
if you come for the king, you better
kiss him with your tongue.
Get the crown and kill the king.
That rolls off the tongue.
All right, screenshot. You guess now.
Oh shoot! Where this happened?
Oh, this is for you, Gio.
It's that game.
And if you know the answer, just type in yes into the chat. And hopefully the positivity and the brainwaves and the myceliums that we all share, the world beneath our feet, the hidden world, will bubble up beneath you in the way that works.
I played this one. What's it called?
I don't know it. If that makes you feel better, Gio.
Gio, screenshot. You guess now.
Okay. No, I don't know it.
Oh, you want to just take a random guess?
Is it Pal World?
No.
Do I get to guess?
It was a lazy guess, Gio, and you wasted an opportunity. And I hope that you go to bed tonight praying to whatever God you may pray to, or for some wisdom that you no longer have. New caller, screenshot. It's screenshot. You guess now, caller. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Robby, this is Adam from Chicago.
Adam from Chicago. Screenshot. You guess now.
Alan?
Adam.
ALLIN.
Not on my TV yet.
TV.
That's Lonely
This is a
Mountain
computer
Down.
show. You're watching this on a computer, not a TV.
Unless you're watching it on TV, which thank you for watching it on television.
Are we on TV?
Maybe we are on television.
Oh, I gotta text my dad.
Adam from Chicago. Any idea? Any guess?
What channel is it on?
Pretty sure that's Lonely Mountain Downhill.
Lonely Mountain Downhill, correct.
Damn, I knew
Adam
it had
from
the word
Gio's
downhill
on the
in it.
board. Adam from Chicago is on the board. Gio from Texas, Adam from Chicago. Adam, are you ready to play for potentially another point in challenging this man, this absolute scoundrel of the screenshot you guess now universe, Alan Resnick?
Robby, I gotta say, I called in a couple weeks ago and guessed right about Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen.
That was the one I forgot.
That was me.
That means that Adam, you are tied for first place with EGI2 special correspondent Alan Resnick. I knew I was trying to because Adam, you didn't send in an avatar.
Whoa.
Alan, you got to Adam, you got to send us Adam, you got to send us an avatar to electronicgameinformation@gmail.com because if I lose the notes from this evening, which I won't do it, I'm going to definitely not do it tonight. But in future, it could happen again, and I could leave deserving screenshot you guess now contestants off the board.
Okay, I'll email you a little picture.
All right. So, are you ready for? So, you're tied. You're tied for first place.
Damn it! Fuck.
Adam, are you ready?
I'm ready to take the crown, Robby.
To take the crown.
Wow.
All right. This could be the big one for you, Adam from Chicago. Screenshot. You guess now.
It's not a game, dude.
Waiting for it to show up.
It's from a show.
Just when you're waiting for that thing to show up, just kind of hum a note. Just give us a little chord to kind of live with.
Wow, whatever could this be? It's a little bird standing on top of a larger bird in kind of a cartoon animated style.
Mm-hmm. And if you better guess now. You guess now. You better guess now.
Oh, Lorelei and the Laser Eye.
Lorelei the Laser Eye? Wrong. Adam from Chicago, I'm sorry you couldn't take the crown this evening, but it was such an exciting thing because I knew that there was at least one person that I left out, and I believe it was you because I was looking at that Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen screenshot and thinking, did someone get this? And it was Adam from Chicago, so hats off to Adam from Chicago, our great representative from the Windy City. Thank you, Cameron Farmer. And have a wonderful rest of your evening, Adam from Chicago.
Hi, guys.
Alan, I don't want to see those two nasty fellers up on that screen anymore. It's an honest game. It's a hard game. Stop it! Stop it! You dirty dog. Cameron, what are you thinking?
Well, does Alan get a chance to guess?
Alan had a chance to guess.
Not for the bird.
But
the
for the
throne
bird?
breaker one. Okay, Alan, just yeah. All right, screenshot. You guess now the bird.
What's that movie with the bird? There's a Lion King. God damn.
We have a caller on
Fuck
right now.
you.
Caller, you're on the air with
Fuck
EGI2.
yeah.
Who are
Fuck,
you?
shit.
Where are you
God
calling
fucking
from?
hell,
Can you,
fuck.
have you seen the screenshot?
Fuck
And then
me.
if you haven't seen the screenshot yet, then just hum until you see the screenshot.
It's Cody from Florida.
Cody
I'm
from
seeing
Florida.
the screenshot.
Can you, James, hang
Cody
up?
How many
Florida?
guesses?
James, hang up on the caller. Hang up.
No, hey, chill,
Hey,
chill,
knock
Alan.
it.
Come
Alan,
on.
get those digits. Alan, put those two firecrackers back in the bucket.
Alan, calm down. No, don't do that.
Alan. All right, screenshot you guess now.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a limb with the art style here. I'm gonna say Dragon's Lair 2.
Dragon's Lair 2. Wrong. Cody
Didn't
from
mean to
Florida.
say
No,
that.
you didn't mean dragons. Oh, it was you tried to put the whammy on us.
Nice try.
Nice try, Cody from Florida. And I guess you kind of did. So second guess.
Got something on my nose.
Alan.
Wingspan.
Cody from Florida, you're skating on thin ice and you're causing Alan to put up his firecrackers. Alan, put those firecrackers back in the bucket. Thank you for
Listen, I
your call,
didn't
Cody
make
from
Alan do
Florida.
anything.
Better luck next time. We have another caller come in. If you know the answer to this thing, just put yes into the chat. So I know that there are people out there who do know the answer to it, because I do think that this is a particular art style, and it does have a the titles that use this art style are of note. Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from? And screenshot you guess now. And if you can't see the screenshot yet, then hum.
Northwest.
What says that?
Vertical mammal from the Pacific Northwest. You know, the art style, I was thinking at first, I said, is this Banner Saga? But I think it's Jotun.
Why did you say that?
The animation style.
Wow.
Jotun.
Whatever.
Jotun, and if you don't get any extra points for this vertical mammal, but I must say, you'll earn a great deal of respect from me in this moment if you could name two other games from this studio that use that same art style.
I can't.
Sundered is one of them.
Guess that.
Well, I'll definitely get that one, and the other one that looks the same.
Thank you for your call, Vertical Mammal. You are on the board, and you will see your name on the board with Gio from Texas, Adam from Chicago.
No, Alan from LA.
And Alan from LA. But Alan now tied for first place with Adam from Chicago.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
And perhaps you, for correctly guessing Jotun. Are you ready to take it all into consideration and to possibly tie for first place with Adam and Alan for Screenshot You Guess Now?
We'll give it a whirl.
Screenshot You Guess Now.
Fuck.
Oh man. Oh, is that?
What is that?
Is it Space Chem? No, it's like a pinball game. I don't know what that is.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the F? What the F?
Hey, everyone, cut it with the language. We've had language, we've had digits, firecrackers, knock it off. It's a family, it's an R-rated show in some ways, but that way is not going to be a language way. That's the easy way out. You grow your brain by limiting the language that you use. Alan, I don't want to see you.
I'm going to go rethink my life, and I'll feed to the next caller.
All right. What do you want to just guess?
Smart.
Guess one random one.
Pretty smart.
Vertical mammal.
Well, it's definitely it's looking like a pinball game, so I'm going to say Super Dragon Monster Pinball.
All right. Thank you for your call, Vertical Mammal. Thank you also for the subs and supporting the show, despite the fact that
so dumb.
But Alan, you don't know it. Sorry. I'm sorry, bud.
Fuck you.
Okay, I deserve it.
We have another caller. Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from? Are you prepared to screenshot you guys now?
Hi, Robbie. This is Nick from Tacoma.
Nick from Tacoma. Wonderful. What do we always say about Tacoma?
You have squandered opportunities.
I think it's just. I think we just say Tacoma.
Yeah.
Tacoma.
Alan?
I know what you're talking about.
He's not doing it. Screenshot you guys
Alan
now.
does not know.
Nick from Tacoma.
Okay. I don't see it yet. I see Alan flip me the bird. Okay. So I'm taking a total guess here. I see a ball toward the bottom of the screen, and all I can think is breakout.
Sorry, that is absolutely wrong, Nick from Tacoma. You have forgotten the face of your father, and you have shamed your great city of Tacoma, Washington.
Oh, there's always next week.
There is always next week, or perhaps later if nobody else calls. Thank you, Nick from Tacoma. What a terrible guess. Didn't even seem like he thought about it. But perhaps he was intimidated by the turn, the emotional, and the.
What is happening?
And what is that sound?
I think he's jerking off.
Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from?
Yo.
What the hell is happening?
What the hell?
Gio has an immediate guess, if you'll let me.
Who is this?
Gio?
Gio from Texas? No, you can't keep. No.
Get the hell out of here, dude. Next.
Granted.
Next.
That's fine.
Gio, you tried it.
He's a scam. You know, they say everything's bigger in Texas. Perhaps ambition is one of the greatest assets of that very, very large and dynamic and ever-evolving state.
And maybe
Caller,
lungs and nostrils too. Those
Hey,
heavy
that's
breathing.
Kelly. My guess for this game is going to be Devil's Tilt.
And who are you and where are you calling from?
Alex from Cali.
Alex from Cali. I got some terrible news for you.
Oh no.
You were so close.
Is that on it?
You were so close.
Damn it. Well, it's worth trying.
But it was. But here's what's going to happen, because you were wrong. Because it is in fact Demon's Tilt.
Oh, I got the word wrong. Right.
But Alex from Cali, I'm going to tell you something. This is why this show is so different. This is why it's not one of those mainstream video game news, quiz, and trivia shows. And we don't play by their rules. I don't trust the mainstream game news media, and neither should you. And I'm going to tell you a quick story, Alex from Cali.
Understandable.
It took me so long to find a font for you, and I felt bad because I was going to give you Arial font, and then the last minute, I said, Alex from Cali, I'm going to put a little bit of effort into him. I'm going to make sure that there is a cool font that matches all the other cool fonts on the leaderboard.
Wasn't expecting that.
So you've got a place in my heart, Alex from Cali.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Thank you.
What's with my phone?
So I'm going to get what your font is just Comic Sans. So I'm going to try to tell you, Alex from Cali, I just want to tell you, you're going to get another shot.
Okay. Okay. Let's throw it at me.
Screenshot. You guess now.
Okay, just give me a moment here. Just to assure everyone that Twitch chat is covered. Okay. If I may ask, is this a VR game?
You can't ask that question. We already stretched. We bent the rules. We stretched them out. We can't any more pressure on the damn thing. Everything's gonna just fall apart.
Okay. So we got a mine cart. We got this the ride going into.
Danny Laundry knows what it is. Use for my name knows what it is. People know this game. It's not.
This is gonna be
not
like
an obscure one.
the worst guess I can make. So I apologize. It's all I could think of is epic roller coasters on the Quest.
What did you just say?
Epic roller coasters on the Oculus Quest.
Epic roller coasters
I know
on
you
the
don't.
Oculus Quest. Alan, is that a real game?
I don't know.
Unfortunately, you're wrong, Alex and Callie.
Yeah, I figured. That's all I could think of. It looks so generic. So, sorry.
It's not. It's. You'll be surprised when the truth is revealed because it's not one of the generic ones. This one.
Wow.
It's one of the standouts. And you got so close, Alex from Cali, with Devil's Tilt, Demon's Tilt.
I know. I'm. Yeah.
You're up there, but you know what? You're in good company because Gio from Texas, who is now also tied for first place along Alan and Adam. They've felt the same pain. So your goal is to make it to that place of pain, that place of elevated elevated state of acceptance that uses pain as a trampoline to bounce yourself up into the first and top echelon of Screenshot You Guess Now.
Like Yasuka.
Who?
Yakuza.
No, hello?
Caller, who is this? Who are you? Where are you calling from? From the Bronx?
It's Tony from Walmart.
Tony from Walmart. Oh, good gracious, God Almighty! What's the scene like in the Superstore right now?
Wait, what's going on?
Tony from Walmart. Screenshot. You guess now.
Okay, you guess now.
Should be coming down the pipe now. Down the track. Giovanni H says, "Don't make me write more poems." Giovanni H, we want you to write more poems. We need more poetry in this world. We've forgotten the art of it.
All right, so I have to guess what the game is.
Yep. Tony from Walmart, you do. This is the game. Screenshot You Guess Now.
Okay, so is it Battle Monsters 2 Headless Hearn's Revenge?
What?
Battle Monsters 2 Headless Hearn's Revenge?
Absolutely not. Tony from Walmart, you're so far off. It's incredible that you were able to just muster the courage to call and to be smothered on the ground like a cockroach by the great boot of truth that is the wrong button. You're wrong.
That was awesome.
But Tony from Florida, thank you for your call, and we will always look forward to hearing your voice mumbling insane things as one who spends their days in that cacophonous space must experience. Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from? Screenshot You Guess Now.
Hi, it's Danny from Philly. My
Danny
guess
from Philly.
is Donkey Kong Country to Tropical Freeze.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Danny Laundry from Philly, are you prepared? Are you ready for that possible tie making guess that will elevate you into the first place, along with Adam from Chicago, Gio from Texas,
Alan,
and Alan Resnick, EGI2 special correspondent Alan Resnick.
I'll give an honest shot. I'm aiming for the number one spot like everybody else is. So.
Everybody else is aiming for the number one spot, and if you've gotten it, and if you're, not just Adam from Chicago, anyone else who has just been placed onto who's gotten their first guess will be placed on the leaderboard subsequently. Must send us in a Alan. If I see that firecracker again, I'm gonna dunk it in water.
I'm pretending that it's not there right now. I'm just.
Send us
I'm in the zone right
send
now.
us a small thumbnail avatar that we can then put onto the screenshot you guess now leaderboard. I have a feeling that this thing is going to start to have to be animated soon because people are screenshot you guessing now like crazy out there.
Mm-hmm. It feels like I'm in a history-making night.
This is a history-making night. We've added
I feel
three
like
new contestants to the You Guess Now leaderboard, and we've also added perhaps three current contestants to the first. Alan? All right, Danny.
I feel like I'm on the precipice of something really big right now.
Danny, are you ready to screenshot You Guess Now or not?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Screenshot You Guess Now.
Where's that?
I'm sorry, I'm so behind. Oh my gosh. I really do not know, and I couldn't even give you a guess. But I'll say
you have to guess.
Super Spooky Train Car 2.
Super Spooky Train Car 2 is
good guess.
A great guess, Danny from
That's
Philly.
a good guess.
Damn.
Am I close?
You are not even in the remotely in the ballpark because even though this train does show up in a spooky way, it is briefly and not in later parts of the game.
You know what? I'm gonna go and do some research, and I'm gonna come back even stronger and even more vicious. And I'm gonna go for number one, like Travis Touchdown and No More Heroes. I'm gonna knock everyone down. You know.
You're gonna
level by level.
and hopefully hopefully unlike the Travis Touchdown and No More Heroes, you don't do any filthy philandering.
No, no, it's all PG here. Unlike Alan, like I really,
My ears
I
are
keep
burning.
it clean. You know.
Danny, don't forget, also when you send in your avatars for the Screenshot You Guess Now leaderboard, you also send in which name you would like to be put, which name goes next to the avatar on the leaderboard. Pretty much everyone here gave me their preferred nomenclature, and that is what happened. Caller, you're on the air with Screenshot You Guess Now. Are you ready to You guess now?
I am ready. Can I go?
Absolutely.
I think this is Forgive Me, Father.
And who is this, and where are you calling from?
This is Kat.
Ithaca's gorgeous.
Calling
Kat from Ithaca.
Ithaca's gorgeous.
Guess what?
Gorgeous.
You are correct.
Wow.
You guess
Yay.
right. You guess now. Alan, how are you feeling?
Mad.
Oh, sorry, Alan. I do have a question though, just to make sure that does it count as cheating if you talked about this game like a while ago on a game stream and said you might play it, and then I looked it up and then saw pictures of it and thought, oh, that's a cool art style, but haven't actually played the game myself.
I don't think that's
Just
cheating.
remember
That's a great question.
That's just
Captain,
knowing
thank you for that, and thank you, Ron Fetty, for blasting me. Please, if you feel like blasting me, just blast me. But Cat from Ithaca, even though I do think that's a little sus.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
Ohio.
think we have to accept it. It's
Might be
Ohio.
a little Ohio.
It's a little sus,
All right.
but it is Ohio. Are you ready to take your second guess for Screenshot You Guess Now?
Careful.
I will do my best.
All right, Alan, you're looking a little tense there, sonny boy.
I am.
Screenshot You Guess Now.
I can't. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea, unfortunately.
EGI2 watcher, Forgive Me was the person who actually recommended that I put off other games and play the Forgive Me Father games, and I gotta say I've really been enjoying it. It's a pretty basic first-person shoot 'em up, but the art style is on point. And even though it's not it's not the easiest game to play with the controller, still having a lot of fun on the Steam Deck. Highly recommended. Cat from Ithaca, Screenshot You Guess Now.
And also Mossy Lump. This is my favorite screenshot so far.
That's it. Anyone who sees anything in the chat is allowed to shout it out.
Okay. I really got nothing. I'm gonna say this is Power World.
What the hell did you just say?
I'm so sorry.
I feel like people are putting the whammy on me all night.
Well, they're
just
getting...
saying Power World every time they can't think of anything. Cat from Ithaca.
I'm sure if you would...
Damn.
Well, I'm technically not in Ithaca anymore, but
What?
yes.
You're not in Ithaca?
What do you mean?
No, I graduated last week, so I'm no longer in Ithaca.
Congratulations.
Sadly.
Thank
you.
Cornell
wait,
or
breaking,
Ithaca?
breaking news.
Cornell.
Cornell.
Nice.
Where are you
Nice,
going
good
next?
job.
I'm going to grad school starting in August in Massachusetts. But right now I'm just with my parents.
All right, which one in Massachusetts? Don't be shy.
What school?
Massachusetts is for
No, it's
Massachusetts is
called
for the
William
Irish
James
and Italians.
To where?
What?
Where are you going?
I'm going to William James College.
William James College. God Almighty.
That's two guys.
That's a great school. Captain Mythica, I can't wait to hear more about your adventure east.
South.
South and east.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And I'm sorry that I said Pal World. Next time I just will admit defeat if I don't know the game.
You got a lot on your plate, so we'll just call it a pass. But if you try it again, you might get the firecrackers.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Alan? Captain Mythica, thank you for your call. We got another caller coming
Ithaca
in.
is gorgeous.
When I
Screenshot you guys
graduated
now.
from college, I worked at a cafe.
What?
When I graduated from college, I worked at a cafe, Karma's Cafe.
When I graduated from college, I drank 20 beers. Caller, you on the air with Screenshot You Guess Now. Who are you? Where are you calling from? And are you prepared to Screenshot You Guess Now?
Hi, it's Catherine from Philly. This has to be Vic Tokai's Battlemania, also known as Troubleshooter.
Cat from Philly, what the hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about? That's a blonde woman in a cyberpunk situation with a red headband. That's Troubleshooter.
Cat from
What do you
Philly,
want me to say?
I can't find the button, but you were one of the first people to end up on Screenshot You Guess Now. And the guess that you just gave was crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts.
What?
It was
I'm
nuts.
sorry? Oh, this guess.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know what? You know how like sanity works? How like sane people are?
Oh, like the mechanic from Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Well, I'm just saying that the screenshot makes sense because I took it. But the answer you gave was nuts.
Wait, so okay, let's get some ground rules going, okay, for a second.
What
I
are you
demand space to discuss this.
All right.
Because your PC can emulate video games, can it not?
Who says this is emulated on a PC?
And that's the truth that I'm trying to hunt. That's the truth that I'm trying to find right now. Is what's the situation? What is the platform?
Well, clearly it's emulated because if you look at it, it's cropped in a weird way.
Mm-hmm. So that's what So anyway.
So
hope everybody's doing good. Alan's smoking cigs in class. You know what I mean right now. I like his kind of situation. I gotta be honest. I'm kind of on his side here.
Alan's going to the graveyard for lunch. That's what we used to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going.
There was a
He's going
graveyard
to the alley
next to my school.
between the orchestra, the band room and the lunchroom. He's in that little alley. You don't know what's going on there.
Alan,
All right. See you later.
I need you to keep those 2 firecrackers in the bucket. Caller, we got a call coming in on Screenshot You Guess Now.
I feel bad for Catherine.
Catherine's a good sport. Catherine knows a lot about classic video games. I was pretty surprised. Although the Vic Tokai thing, more or less, put wasn't the best guess I've heard all evening. Let's say that.
Really?
But I wouldn't crash a plane if someone had put that answer in it.
Okay.
Caller, you're on the air. What is the name?
EGI2.
Who are you? Where are you calling from? Screenshot, you guess
Paul
now.
from Boston.
Who? What?
What? Who?
Oh, this is Paul from Boston.
Paul from Boston. What are you looking at? What are you thinking? What's the great state of Boston?
The great state of Boston, you know,
as in like the emotional, cultural state. Now, obviously, well, Massachusetts isn't technically a state; it's a commonwealth.
Well, yeah, obviously. But I think the matter at hand is the game that we're discussing, and I feel like this might be.
Getting a little feedback from your PC speakers.
I'm going to go with balls.
Balls? Is that a joke?
No,
Paul from Boston, you're absolutely incorrect. It is, although I will say that at least you got the hardware generation correct.
I knew it. I spotted the Genesis style. I knew it.
But as we all know, Balls uses a collection of spheres to create the illusion of 3D graphics in a slow frame rate fighting game, forgotten only two forgotten. Paul, get the hell out of here. You're out of line. You're out of bounds. But thank you for calling. I think that's our first call from Boston.
There's a video game named Balls.
Balls with a Z. It's just piles of balls that look like people, except for one that's kind of a caveman and a monkey.
They have the face of a people?
No, they just have balls for everything.
No, but if they look like people, how's it a ball?
Person made of balls.
Okay, it's a person. So if you draw circles.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's not
in
like
the
a
shape
ball
of in the general shape of a person.
Like
a couple balls for the
Super
arm,
Nintendo,
balls for
Sega
the
Genesis, and strangely enough, 3DO.
What year did that come out?
I want to say 1994, 95.
Cool.
Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EDI_2. Screenshot, you guys now. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Robby, this is Adam again. I don't have a guess on this one, but I've seen Visk in the chat for the last 10 minutes wanting to guess on this one and just wanted to throw some attention to the chat.
All right,
now
so
I
if
see that I blocked this call.
if Visk doesn't have the ability, but Visk has called in before. Well, all right, Visk, if you're in the chat right now and you want to guess, if you want to just guess now, then you can go. Oh, working tonight. Oh, working tonight. All right, Visk, you did try calling once. Visk, we see you in the chat. What's your guess? And if you get this right,
got it.
You go into.
Oh, that looks fun.
Tie for first place. Screenshot, you guess now.
It said
Contra Hardcore, and that is correct.
Damn.
This, you are up there in first place with Alan, Adam, and Gio from Texas.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Congratulations. Thank you for watching from work and for paying attention, even as all of these other jack-o'-lanterns are making their Pal World jokes and talking about Vic Tokai and balls. Nuts.
That's awesome.
And Visk, do you want to guess? Since Visk, we haven't done this. We haven't done this way. But if you want to do your second guess for this screenshot, you guess now. Let us know right now. Because you could. I have a feeling you're in pole position. Giovanni H, knock it off. Power World is a totally valid. You can't.
This says it's not fair.
It would not. Oh, because maybe. Okay. So Viska has relinquished his right to the final of these screenshot you guys now guesses.
That was a good, wise, smart thing to do.
So we gotta go to the phone calls. Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from? Are you ready for the final screenshot you guess now? Oh.
Okay.
Smart.
Person that called just hung up. Sorry. You can call back again. We got you. Same person? Different person. Dang it. All right. Caller, you're on the air. It's twitch.tv/EDI_2 stream21. Screenshot you guess now.
Amazing. Eli from Oklahoma. First time caller, big time winner coming up.
All right.
Ready.
Eli from Oklahoma. You see it?
I haven't seen it yet. Okay, there it is. It's a big guy with a big old red nose. Clearly, this is from, obviously this is from Left 4 Dead, which came out,
Wrong.
Well, I'm sick and tired of this cheating going on.
Well, I am sick and tired of it too. Everyone's got their breaking point. I haven't reached mine yet, but I could. The only thing that could bring me to the breaking point is if Alan dangles those 2 firecrackers too much at me.
I'm holstering them.
Eli from Oklahoma, thank you for your call. Brave choice, brave guess, solid guess. I believed in it. I believed that you had the possibility to guess this correctly, and therefore you are an EGI2. You are EGI2. We stand you. We stand you on EGI2. I know that word. Caller, you're on the air. New caller on the air with EGI2's screenshot. You guess now. Caller, who are you? Where are you coming from? Guess now.
Robby, it's Joe Botnick. I'm here to redeem myself. I believe I know what this is.
Joe Botnick, you better not be one of those cheaters. You jack-o'-lantern.
I'm not cheating. I am not cheating. I am not cheating. If this is one of the ones you put on Steam, I did not see it. I do not know anything about this. I just know that this screenshot has come up, and I know you know that I know these games, and I'm ready to guess because I think it is Resident Evil 3. That is the big Charlie head that falls down on you when you're being chased by Nemesis.
And that is correct guess. Joe Botnick, you stayed up. You got into the first. You're tied for first place with the others. This screenshot you guys now leaderboard is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, everybody outside and in between. This leaderboard is going to be nuts.
Wow.
We're talking about craziness.
That's awesome.
Cami, how are you feeling right now?
I feel awesome. I feel like I was here for a historic night. I love when the people win.
The people are winning.
I'm so glad you could be here for this.
I'm so happy to be here.
And the people that use dirty language and the people that use firecrackers to express their emotions, those people fall down into the street and get run over by taxi cabs and city buses and intra-city buses, and bicycles and e-bikes and scooters and all sorts of things.
Can I say this is a very intense situation? Screenshot you guess now. It's a very like high stakes game, and I feel like that's why people can get kind of scared of calling in because it gets your blood pumping. You know, I'm shaking. I was so ashamed when I called in previously, and like it's not for everybody.
Everybody,
So,
I am so ashamed of everybody for not getting Thronebreaker. I almost want to dock each and every one of you a point. That's how disappointed I am. But I do want to play by the rules, and so I won't be docking nobody nothing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, Robby.
Go Botnick, go to sleep for Christ's sake.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
Thronebreaker is not a made-up game.
CAMIRIN on the show
Thronebreaker is a Witcher universe game where you mostly play cards, and except for the times you run around to shops
and that's with Geralt.
Stuff like that. No, you don't play Geralt. You fight beside him at one point.
Robby calls him Gerald.
I did not call him Gerald.
You did say
I call him Garrett.
Garrett is Gerald.
No, that's how you pronounce it in some cultures.
I only know that from the show, and I watched all of the show.
Is Joe Botnick still on the phone? Joe Botnick, thank you for your call. We'll talk to you soon, I'm sure. Have a wonderful evening. Welcome to first place.
Good night.
I think everyone should feel good because I didn't know any of those. And not even close.
Cameron,
I kept thinking each one was FNAF.
I want to check in on you emotionally. You've been here for a couple hours now.
Yeah.
You've gone the distance. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel rejuvenated.
There was a wild time. We did screenshot you guys now. We got a bunch of people on the leaderboards. I got a lot of figuring out to do, how to cram all these great people into that next iteration of the leaderboard. And of course, Alan has been he's a smaller person than he was, and he was pretty small to begin with. So next up, we have It's the Arts.
It's the Arts.
It's the Arts, and what?
It's the farts. Just kidding. Sorry.
Well, you know, you gulp down so much air in the course of the show. Is
that fart?
Air?
I thought it was from the food that you eat. messing around, like creating gas.
It's the arts.
It's the farts.
We have It's the Arts. We actually, for It's the Arts, we actually, can we start with actually It's the Cats? Because I don't want to forget that It's the Cats. We actually did not get any still image art for this stream, but we did get several. We did get several images of cats. Unfortunately, one of the images from Puppy Mouth of 2 images of cats were somehow not transferred properly to the studio workstation. So Puppy Mouth, your cats are going to be showcased on EGI2 Stream 22. But for now, 22. We just got one cat from
This is Stream 22.
This is Stream 21.
That was last time.
Nope. So vertical mammal, Visk.
Alan, are you happy there's no Now That's Funny video game news tonight?
I am happy about that because he does it too much.
Nope. I don't do it too much. I do it the right amount. Wait. Show the cat. This is from Visk.
That's awesome.
Recent. Wait, did Visk go from? Uh-oh. Did Visk go from first? Yeah, Visk got. Okay, Visk got a point for the chat. Okay. So
Love
recently,
this
first
cat.
place, twitch.tv/EGI2 screenshot leader board contestant Visk. That's their cat. Look at that cat.
A beautiful cat.
Show it again. It's obviously a white cat. It's near Grim Fandango. What looks to be a Grim Fandango LP and a Red Dead Redemption 2 soundtrack LP. I can't actually. I looked at this earlier. Oh, it's Tears of the Kingdom and one other one. Is that Abzu? What is that, James? Can you see which one the top right square is? Damn, look at that cat.
Is that cat blue eyes or does it have 2 different colored eyes?
I can't see a damn
Looks
thing.
like one green, one blue, but that might be the lighting.
Is that the FF7 remake soundtrack? Oh, mercy. Can't get in there. Oh, it's the FF7 Piano Collections, Joe Botnick. Thank you for that. And thank you for Visk for playing Screenshot You Guess Now and sending us a picture of your cat for It's the Cats.
And Visk, please tell me what the color of eyes of the cat, please.
Visk, if you're in the chat, still watching the show, if you aren't, thank you for It's the Cats. Next up, we have It's the Arts.
Blue and yellow.
Oh.
Blue and yellow.
Amazing.
Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Blue and yellow. Also the colors of Cyclops and the X-Men. Next up, we have videos for
I
It's
know
the Arts.
Cyclops.
This is a cat video?
And this is special course EGI2.
Hello, this is unofficial special correspondent EGI2 watcher coming to you from the marshes of Scarborough, Maine, the heartland of America. The swamps and marshes. A lot of chicks around here. Just, Anyway, I got a special report. I got breaking news, and if everyone could sound off in the chat with the breaking news emote, that would maybe set the mood for this breaking news. Now, in these marshes, see over that road there, that's just swamp and marshes. You can't develop that. That's wetland. That's precious wetland. Now, there's been reports
Cody from Florida
of a strange
knows that there's plenty of
creature
ways to
lurking
develop
around
wetlands.
in the swamps and marshes of Scarborough, Maine. Right around there is the main place where there have been sightings. And from what I've heard, I think it's the gush. I went out there during the day, of course. I'm not going out there at night with the gush possibly lurking around. That's a sunset, by the way, just so you know, if you want to try to geo-track my location. I went out there, and I think I did find some gush scat. I haven't tested it, but I'm pretty sure it looks like gush scat. So, breaking news, and I set some traps, and I'm going to check them tonight, and I'll get back to you.
Breaking news, potential scat in the woods of Maine, Alan?
When I gush, I don't scat.
When Alan gushes, he doesn't scat, according to Alan. But perhaps EGI2 watcher, you will keep us abreast of of whatever studies that you happen to be taking on your own in the wild woods of Maine.
I don't.
Next up, we and thank you for the video. And next up, I believe we have another EGI2 regional correspondent, Catherine from Philly. Catherine, take it away.
Dragon Quest IX: Sentinels of the Starry Skies is a Japanese-style role-playing game published by Square Enix in some year in the mid-2000s for the Nintendo DS, and witnessed by me for the first time in an issue of Nintendo Power only a few months prior to the same year. I wanted to play Dragon Quest IX, but I never did. I would start playing Dragon Quest IX when the Delta emulator was released on iOS in late spring of 2024. As Gabe Newell once said, the best console is the one you have with you. I'd never considered a theoretical Super 2DS with a tempered glass OLED touchscreen that meets contemporary input and battery standards, and now we all have one. Instantly, one of my favorite things about Dragon Quest IX is its use of the Mobi video codec, which is a codec specifically designed by Square Enix for its use on the Nintendo DS. It creates a ley line grid of ocular migraine-style aberration on any video contained within it, thoroughly priming you for the DS's low screen resolution. It looks so awful, and given that the first thing you see when starting up Dragon Quest IX is a pre-rendered CGI animated cutscene compressed by this codec, the forthcoming real-time graphics look elegantly storybook-esque by comparison. A rare, unforced success by Square Enix, one of a dwindling few. Psychological tempering or no, this is one of the best-looking games on the Nintendo DS. Within 2 hours of play in the English language version of the game, there's an incredibly loud reference to Andrew Lloyd Webber's Starlight Express, which sticks around for the rest of the game. I didn't call him Sir because fuck him and fuck the monarchy. After gaining access to the game's party system, I realized that the mechanics therein are extremely similar to Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, Dragon's Dogma 2, including each game featuring a species of party member who exists seemingly only to join you on your specific chosen one adventure, and to have their classes switched around by the player as they level up, which itself is clearly in conversation with Final Fantasy V. To explain all of these games, each party member, yourself and your hirelings in Dragon Quest IX, yourself and your pawns in Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, Dragon's Dogma 2, and the main party of Final Fantasy V have a set of different classes or jobs or vocations that can be leveled up independently of one another, with the only requirement for earning XP being that the job is actively in use by a party member by the time the XP is earned. The appeal of this progression system is its flexibility, both in terms of how you're able to act and also how you're able to plan and follow through on character progression. Another element of the system is that as party members master the primary job they will also earn special abilities which can be used even when the job is not happening. At great escalations of character level, a single party member can become quite powerful in their versatility. An entire party member full of synergistic multi-tools is all the more unstoppable. If you sow enough grind, you will reap an incredibly satisfying power curve, tuned along the way to exactly how you like to crank the levers. The machine will hum like a pet beneath your palm. All this said, isn't it weird that Yoshi P said Final Fantasy V had a heavy influence on Final Fantasy XVI's combat and progression? Not weird for the game's cultural impact, but because they don't seem alike to me in any way. And isn't it weird that Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age has an original quote-unquote PC release that has a higher polygon count models and looks better than the current version available on Steam or Switch, but which is not available for sale on any platform except as a finite and dwindling set of years-old PC keys sitting in an Amazon database? Dragon Quest IX: Sentinels of the Starry Skies is available wherever ROMs are sold.
Catherine from Philly with the Dragon Quest IX, a special report that I think that we've all been waiting for. If you haven't played those Dragon Quest DS remakes, they're absolutely fantastic. What a fun way to revisit these old classics in what sort of this in between 2.5D, not quite 2D HD style that we are dealing with now. That's coming down the pipe for these remakes that should be out by the holidays. Cameron, what did you think of that?
I thought that was absolutely awesome and beautiful.
And we hats off to you, Catherine from Philly. But unfortunately, Catherine from Philly, when given the opportunity to screenshot You Guess Now, failed quite miserably. Alan?
The report was beautiful, but your attempt at the screenshot game was terrible.
Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me in that space. Everyone says Catherine from Thundergloss, which is, of course, Catherine from Philly. And thank you again. And for anybody who wants to make a special report, keep it silly, keep it heartful, and make sure that your heart is pure.
Joe Botnick didn't go to sleep yet.
Joe Botnick is still awake out there in the UK. We have another video, and this one is from... Which one is this one? Is this Ryan?
You need to catch a second wind to carry thou home. Hungry and bare, rely on gust of air to carry you where you may find food and drink. Have a think.
Delirious and disheveled, I found the establishment Dante's Inn. Clutching my red suitcase, I enter. I order a ribeye with mushroom sherry sauce. And their oldest red wine. The tall waitress was fairly attractive. She seemed tired. A fat, disgusting, filthy man barges in like a cannonball, wearing a green mask. He snarls at the waitress. I'll have the usual, while he stares at the floor. Despicable. He walks over to the jukebox and plays some sort of old folk song. I'm a poor boy, wah, wah, wah. You never knew where I came from. It makes me sick. The lyrics, the spite of him, his own sorrow makes me want to slash his throat. Fool, you're talking to yourself in public again. I warned you what would happen, and you're sweating profusely. You must hide in plain sight. And why are you clutching that fucking suitcase? I look over at the disgusting fat green man, and he's staring right at me, one pulsating eye peeking out of his mask. It's like he's seeing through my soul.
Hey, what are you hiding in that suitcase? Says the Gush.
Huh? What? I flip over the table and run out there as fast as I can. Run, run. His pain and suffering outweighs even your own. You will stand no match to his strength. I told you to shut your mouth. I'm running through this alleyways, but it's downhill, and he's getting more momentum. He catches up to me. He beats me down. Please, sir, do not open my suitcase, I beg of you.
I open up the red suitcase, and the things I see, I can't even describe. With who, I can't even describe, but it makes me sick.
You must understand, they must pass through the fire.
Before he can say another word, I smashed his suitcase so far down his throat, all of his teeth smash over to the back of his brain, and then his leg starts twitching out like a puppet. I laugh. But the things I saw in that suitcase, I saw the mayor. Photographs with his mocking mouth making a big grin. I leave the photographs in the pool of blood where the strange man's head used to be. Well, I guess I know who I'm looking into tonight. I gotta hit Dante's Inn. I need to do some research, and by research I mean get drunk. As I drink at the bar, I see a man watching me from the corner. He looks like a cop. Well, where I'm going, I ain't coming back. This crazy train's last stop, right around the bend. Let 'em watch.
Something in the water in New England, I think. Absolutely. Between Ryan and EGI2 watchers and Paul from Boston. Wow. Now, Kat from Ithaca is soon going to be joining this. The EGI2 New England crew. Gosh, dang it. Wish I could be out there with those young bucks. Just living my life, being foolish, carefree, going to William James College. Mm-hmm. Alan?
I was blown away by what I just saw.
And Cameron, have you figured out exactly what we're talking about when we talk about the Gush?
No.
I
feel like I shouldn't know.
All right.
But no, tell me. I want to know.
No, I think it's funnier if you don't.
Okay.
Next up, we got a trio of haikus.
I'm gonna watch Cowboy Bebop when I get home.
From Bookhouse BW, a trio of haikus for It's the Art. What a wonderful way to round out the evening with some soft poetry from one of the sharpest minds out there in the EGI2 chat. Again with the snaps. We're snapping like crazy this evening. What a fun group of videos that we have here. But like I said momentarily previous moments before I said that there's a trio of haikus. Here's number 2. Take it away, Bookhouse BW. Wait, this is the same one. There should be.
That's number 5. It's named different, but it's the same video, I think.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Did I mess that up? That might have been my fault. Dang it.
Sorry.
I must have exported that wrong. Gosh, dang it. And Bookhouse BW is a video editor.
Yeah, they're both the same.
They're gonna make fun of me. Later.
No. This is a nice preview.
But this is a nice preview of the no, we got it?
Well, no, the third one is different. Yeah, but I don't
What
know
to
if it's
do.
the third one or the second one.
What to do?
It's this one, if you recognize it.
Bookhouse BW Bookhouse BW says play one in a week. That's fine. Let's do that. Let's call it quits. My back is hurting like crazy. I'm not sure what the hell's going on, but I'm gonna go do some core exercises. Perhaps I can touch my toes by the end of the year. God Almighty!
Do Pilates.
I'd love to do Pilates.
Have you done it before?
I've never done Pilates.
It's great core, and it'll help you touch your toes. I took a class with someone who didn't know how to touch their toes, and by the end of the class, they were like halfway further than they were before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's good for that.
Maybe that is the answer for me. Alan, you have any final thoughts?
I wanted you to look at the otoscope.
You want to look at what?
The otoscope.
What is that?
The endoscope?
Endoscope.
Okay, do it. I don't like that.
Clapping, Robbie. I'm clapping for you because you did such a good job on the show.
It just doesn't look right.
Why? This is for you,
I
Robbie.
can't describe it.
Oh. Damn.
Well, you can see how I'm slouching, which is probably why I got the back problems I have. Alan, good night, everybody.
Bye.